Let's start at the bar. We're gonna start at the bar. Go right to the old bar, Rooney. Oh gosh, we're live, by the way. Forgot to.
I thought we were live because I got the update. But,
Yeah, I forgot to tell you that
hey guys,
part. Yeah, we're live.
Into this live stream of Bits and Tokens. I'm your host Annalise, and this is the wonderful guy Tim here back for the week. I just wanted to say hello.
Oh, it's pure alcohol.
And right where we start, first let me introduce us, what we do here at Bits and Tokens, who we are, and what we represent. So here at Bits and Tokens, bitsandtokens.com is our pride and joy. If Tim will so nicely pull that up for us, there you go. Scroll up a little bit, Tim. Come on, what's going on? There we go. Adoption starts here. So that is our homepage. Adoption starts here. Here at bitsandtokens.com, we are in the business of cryptocurrency education. Sorry, got distracted. Here at bitsandtokens.com, we are in the business of cryptocurrency education and teaching you guys about the crypto community and also integrating the community. We have a little, I guess it was a little social media aspect that we keep talking about. It's bitsandtokens.com /.
No, so even easier when you go to the My Account page.
Oh, you can go to the My Account page now. And it's there.
Yeah, everything is right there. You don't have to. I made the My Account page like for if you're doing anything that like would be, you know, to interact with us or with other people, it's gonna be right from the My Account page. So
I see.
As soon as you get there, you can post, like you can say what's on your mind, you know.
So you did a little update. Gotcha.
Look at this. We have users just interacting with each other. How beautiful.
Hello, back at you. That's so cute.
How beautiful. See?
Oh, 6 hours ago. It's just not too long ago. Yeah, so if you go to My Account and you sign up for an account on bitsandtokens.com, you have the option of joining our community and talking amongst other people who are also in the crypto space. Oh, that's so cute. Look at you guys. So that is an option right there.
Lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff on the My Account, including a crypto buying option powered by Changely. We have our live chat option for some of our members that need assistance with cryptocurrency, I guess you could say. We also offer the 1-day pass now if you just, want to try out the service for 1 day. For the community aspect, by the way, you don't need to necessarily subscribe as a paid subscriber. That is something that's open to all the community. You just have to sign up for an account.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want the opportunity to kind of just test out the service, we do have that 1-day pass. We have on there our breaking news, which would be also under our blog posts. We'll be talking about some of that news today. This is a general news, so this is kind of just stuff that comes off the web, and then we have our personal blog post news that we write about things that are going on as well. So you can find that under the My Accounts page. We also have our videos link that directs you right here to YouTube with our videos. And it shows you all the videos we've done over time. We have our blog post page, which shows you our personal blog posts that we write about throughout the week. We have our charts page, powered by TradingView, where you can see charts right off our website. We also have a market cap page that shows you the current market caps of altcoins, and you can filter it how you like and please. Of course, login, and then last but not least, shop. So under our shop, we have our exclusive Bits and Tokens gear that you can get here directly from our shop. We also have some Bitcoin swag, Bitcoin accepted here gear.
Speaking of Bits and Tokens gear.
Speaking of Bits and Tokens, every time you do that, that makes me...
I forgot to tell you.
You forgot to tell me.
Yeah. The cheapest shirt that we have on our website. bitsandtokens.com. Adoption starts here.
Oh my God, you made a new shirt. Every time you do that, I know something's coming.
Sorry.
Oh, that's so
Sorry.
cool.
I get a little trigger happy sometimes, and I'm just like, pew,
It's
pew.
literally our logo. That's cute.
So yeah,
I like that
cheapest
one.
shirt on the website. It's only $18 for the smaller sizes. It goes all the way up to I think either 5X or 4X. And
Okay.
So I mean, obviously those sizes are a little bit more costly to print on.
Right.
So they go up to like $25. But cheaper shirt on the website, so that way, we're not just giving it away and losing money on it, but then also it's a very affordable way to show people that you support the stream. I was thinking about making a Drunk Crypto shirt as well.
Oh my gosh.
I think people would love that.
That's cool. All right,
I think they would love
cool.
that. So
I
that
like
might be
it.
one of my next ones.
I like it. Yeah, so if you guys ever want some either Bitcoin, generic apparel, phone cases, shirts, sweaters, or some Bits and Tokens swag, feel free to visit our shop. That is on there as well.
Yeah. Also, just I say this almost every time we talk about it, but the Bitcoin accepted here swag is the cheapest on the net as well. Like you can't you cannot find a Bitcoin accepted earphone case for less than $15 anywhere on the internet. The cheapest price I saw was like 25. So.
Yeah, people unfortunately like to wax prices.
See, the thing is, a lot of people like to overpay for stuff.
That's true. That is true.
So,
I've seen that.
I'm just saying.
I guess if someone's willing to pay it, they'll price it, right?
Right.
So, hey. But yeah, feel free to check out our apparel shop on our website. So now, we have a few things that is in store for this live stream today. One of them we'll be talking to a young entrepreneur right here. She is the founder of Miami Bitcoin. Is that what it is? Miami Bitcoin. I think I'm missing a word.
You still have the website pulled up?
I think I do. Miami International Bitcoin.
There
That's the word I was missing. Okay. So she's a young entrepreneur. She essentially is in the business of education of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency across Miami. Right now, they already have a Miami
pushing
International
adoption,
New York,
just like we do. I love it.
I'm sorry, Miami International New York International Bitcoin. So she will be speaking to us shortly. If I'm not mistaken, I think she's already calling in. So let's take a look.
I do think so. Let's go ahead and
accept
get that.
So I think you go into the call, click the little
I gotta
answer.
press
There
answer. There we go.
So
all right.
let's see where she's at here.
We'll get that full screen for you guys. Let's go here.
Oh, there she is.
Hey there.
Hello.
Hi, and you're live.
Oh, hi. Hello.
So go ahead, just.
You guys a little disclaimer that Ultra is in Miami this weekend, and so there's a bunch of like pre-parties that are going on. So I'm kind of at one right now. It's pretty interesting.
Awesome.
Volume.
Can you see you in there?
Yeah. Okay. She looks good. She's good.
Can you scoot over just
Cool.
a bit?
Can I scoot over? Sure. Why not?
This way?
Oh no, you're.
No, you're fine. It's me.
All right, everyone's in the picture now.
Cool.
All right. So just tell us a little about yourself, who you are, what you do.
Cool. Hi, everybody. I'm Erica Gemma. I'm CEO of the Bitcoin Center Miami. So the goal of the Bitcoin Center Miami is to make Miami the best educated city in the world. But we'll take America to start with. And we're going to provide a lot of classes just to educate people, all the way from, your interns in college to low-income people, all the way up to the mayor. I had an event on Monday, and the mayor was there. So it's really nice to see the local government on board. I'm opening up the Bitcoin Center here, and I do a lot just to bring community to Miami, and then bring awareness to Bitcoin in the city, from businesses all the way to common people.
Awesome. I like that. So I heard I'm looking at your website, and it says Miami International Bitcoin.com. If anybody wants to go there and subscribe for updates, feel free. It looks like you guys also have a Twitter, Instagram, and Telegram as like communication methods. How is your current following? Like, what do you guys do to your current community? Do you guys do meetups? How do you educate your community?
Yeah, so if you follow our Telegram, we probably have the most active community when it comes to Miami community.
Awesome.
So I started running Crypto Mondays maybe like a year ago. Crypto Mondays is a pretty global brand, so they're in about 37 different cities, 15 different countries, and we started the 22nd chapter here in Miami. And we have a lot of cool events, so join our Telegram. There's about 450 people, I think. And a lot of involvement, people talking there all the time. So.
Wow.
It's super exciting.
I think she might be the person to talk to about doing the crypto hide and seek that we were thinking about doing.
Oh yeah, that's actually a really good idea.
So the thing too about my Telegram chat room is that you've got people all the way from West Palm Beach to Miami that are just hey, I want to get plugged in, and they like what we've been doing. They come out.
Speaking of West Palm, have you heard of that cafe, that crypto cafe that's opening up?
Yes, I have heard about it, yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that was really cool. I don't even know where it is. Somebody told me about it, and I was just like, no way. So I don't know. I think that's a really good place to host events and do meetups, just because it's literally a crypto cafe.
Yeah.
So I'm aware that tomorrow, just to let our viewers know, we will be having a extensive interview with you. I don't want to ask you too much questions and give them all the spoilers, but we will have an extensive interview with you. Talk more about what you do more in depth and understand where you came from and how you got here. But I want to ask this question: there's not a lot of girls in the crypto space. How did you get here?
Well, so my background is in traditional finance. So I've been in aviation, so I did aircraft leasing, buying, selling, trading commercial airplanes.
Okay.
And I mean, I'm pretty accustomed to a male-dominated field.
Mm-hmm.
I think that sometimes there are women, and any woman that is in a field that is traditionally male,
mm-hmm.
she needs to understand, and I think all people need to understand, that she is a woman that has like special interests, right? That typically women don't have. So how I got into this was I was a huge libertarian. I was the youngest delegate in Washington State for Ron Paul when I was like 19 years old. And
really? Wow.
Yeah. And so just the ideals behind Bitcoin fell very much in line with my political ideals, and it's just important for me to make sure that those things come to fruition, and Bitcoin is one way for that to happen. I'll tell you probably more about my story tomorrow, but very, very good path, and I'm happy where I am right now.
Oh, I'm so glad. I mean, a lot of like I said, it's like you said, it's a very male-dominated field. I mean, I know when I got into it, and like speaking to guys, like have you heard of Bitcoin versus a girl? Have you heard of Bitcoin? And then trying to feel out. There's a very big difference. There's a huge difference, and not even the way they perceive it.
Yeah, but it's because people have different interests, right? So
right.
You have men that are generally interested in making money, whereas women generally care about people. And so you see the difference. I mean, it's like, why is it that there's mostly women in nursing, right? So there is a difference in interest. But I think that a woman like you and a woman like me, we're interested in things that generally men like. And that makes us special. And we need to honor that instead of telling more women that, hey, you need to be into this. Because if
that
they're
is
not into
true.
it, we should never shame them.
I like that.
No, I do like that, because there's a huge push right now. And I was reading an article of some lady that there's this thing called Women in Blockchain. Yeah. And there was someone who was pushing this journalist. Like, she writes about cryptocurrency and blockchain, and she's like a journalist for a company. And she's like, oh, you have to be like a leader. You have to get other women into it. And she was just like, no, this is not going to become a Me Too. Like, she was like, no, stop it. So I like what you say when you say that, because it's very true. And it's there's people who are pushing for it, but I feel like it's important to embrace it, like you say.
Yeah.
For us, because it's something that's rare, but it's something that should be embraced. So I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, we should never shame men, and we should understand that women that are into this, there's a special breed of women, and we should never force other women to be like us, because, what if they like nursing, or what if they like things that are generally geared towards people?
Right.
That's okay, and it's okay. So
I love that. Oh, that's awesome. I like you more and more. Okay, so tell me what people get when they do your little subscribe to your email list. Do they get little updates every week to their email?
Yeah, so what I try to do is I try to keep the community up to date with what's going on. So specifically, if you join my Telegram chat, check the pinned message. I have some Venezuelan employees and make sure that everyone knows what's going on when it comes to just the events that are happening in Miami and Fort Lauderdale. I just really try to keep people plugged in. I'm not like, if it's some coin or whatever that I don't necessarily believe in myself, I still will promote their stuff just because I want people to know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So if you subscribe to my mailing list, you'll get updates on some very cool parties that we have going on. And by the way, if I have a party, trust me, it's free drinks. And also,
I'm there.
Free drinks, free food. That's my rule.
I'm
if
there.
you want to have a party with me, you have to put that up. But
okay.
Also, it's just kind of upcoming events that are coming in the community, and then you'll be updated with the Bitcoin Center. So when we open, when we have classes that come out, I said before, my goal is to make Miami the best educated city in the world, and that comes with providing free educational classes to people of different walks of life.
I like that.
I like that a lot, especially because you go. It used to be. I remember. I want to say a year or two ago, because I went all the way out to the UK and I saw how many meetups and how many events they had. When I tell you they had like 30 meetups a day, most of them were free or low cost. Like, it was awesome, and that wasn't a thing here before. Like, you couldn't find meetups. Just recently, I've been finding more meetups and seeing more. More educational things, because there's people who literally charge like $1,000, $2,000 for an educational event.
Mine's are free, and I also give you free food.
Yeah, so I'm really happy. Like, you exist here, because I've been to I don't know how many events out in like London, and they're awesome, and it's like really good education, and they're hosted, and they're kind of like what you're having. So I mean, I'm really happy that this is happening like right here in my hometown, because it wasn't a thing. So I'm super excited about your project. Anything else you kind of want to say during the stream that I'm sure you're going to go into more extent tomorrow, but anything you want to say to the viewers, or,
I think the thing that I would say, if I had to say anything, because I can hear people knocking on this door, and I don't know. Unless you guys want to see this party's pretty sick. But I would say buy Bitcoin. This is not financial advice, but I think that if you want to invest in a currency that is outside of the control of government, and that gives people an option, I think that people divesting 3 to 5% of your portfolio, especially if you're somebody that is an investor, 3 to 5% is nothing, but just do it and hold it and see what happens.
Awesome. Okay. So I mean, I don't want anyone to like knock down the door looking for you. But we will do some more, questioning tomorrow. Guys, tune in for that. We will have a video up for you guys with a deep interview here with the CEO of MiamiInternationalBitcoin.com. Check out our website, see what she's all about.
Wait. I have one more thing I want to say.
One more thing.
Go for it.
Watch the because I'm opening up the Bitcoin Center Miami, and that is in conjunction with Nick Spanos. So if you watch the documentary on Netflix, it's the only documentary on Netflix about Bitcoin. It's called Banking on Bitcoin. Then you will get a little background about what the Bitcoin Center is. If you find me on Instagram at Bank of Erica, ERYKA, kind of like a play on words, Bank of America.
Okay.
I really try to educate people on the importance of being your own bank. Then you will see in my little description thing, you'll see a link to a video that's on CNBC International, and just watch the documentary, because I think it will give you some background as to what I'm doing here in Miami and how it's already been a success in New York, and we're trying to go to many different cities around the world.
Awesome. And you said that's Bank of Erica?
Yeah, Bank of Erica, ERYKA.
All right, we'll drop that in our chat. It looks like some people are like, woo, in our chat, and like giving you like thumbs up and signs. So that's super cool. We will have an extensive interview, and she'll give you guys some more information on that right here on our Bits and Tokens website. We'll drop it on our YouTube page for all you guys to see. And then, of course, feel free to share it with your community, and we will have that up for you guys shortly. For right now, Erica, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Oh, she's super cool. What do you think?
That was nice.
I
She's
mean,
cool.
it's really interesting. I'm super excited to see that come to right here in our hometown. Like I said, we're gonna drop down.
Looks like we got a question right after the chat kind of went out there.
We did get a question. I'm so sorry, guys. No, don't worry. We'll ask her your question tomorrow. We are actually going to go out to Miami and speak to her ourselves and conduct a personalized interview.
So any questions, you can still feel free to leave them, and we'll make sure that we ask those questions tomorrow.
Yeah, if you have questions, make sure to ask them away, because we will throw them at her, and hopefully they'll stick and she'll answer. So if you have anything you want to know about what she does, like she said, she does basically Bitcoin and blockchain education. She is opening a blockchain or Bitcoin center in Miami, and that's cool. I think that's awesome. I think that's so awesome. So yeah, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them down in the comments below or in the chat, and we'll definitely take note of that and have them ready for her tomorrow. So
Fernando did ask a really great question for Erica, and since we also are in the business of educating people, the question being, what's the best way to educate people, virtually or one-on-one? It really depends. For me, it can sometimes be easier to do it virtually, because let's say with our service, for example, where we can screen share and send pictures back and forth and literally like a step-by-step, because we're both, us and our clients are on the internet, obviously, because we're doing it through the chat. Makes it really easy to, I know that you're in front of a computer and you're able to visit, Binance.com and begin the sign-up process, or Coinbase.com and begin the sign-up process. And I can walk you through that. And so a lot of times it's actually easier to do it virtually instead of sitting down in front of someone to educate them on something that exists only on a computer, face-to-face, can sometimes be a little...
I think it depends on the learner.
A little more challenging. So it somewhat does depend on the learner, but I feel like regardless of who it is that's learning, anyone can benefit from actually doing the thing while you're talking about it.
Right, hands-on.
Whereas like if I'm there with you and you don't have a computer right in front of you, you won't be able to specifically directly, you can take notes, but you can't directly follow along.
So Fernando redirected his question. He wants to know if live or pre-recorded. Definitely live.
Live, for sure.
Because one, someone can interact with you just like we do here. Because if you have a question, I can immediately respond to your question.
Just like there was a question right there, and then we
right, exactly. So definitely, if you're teaching live, of course, that's a more personalized approach. That's why we do live streams, just because of interacting with the community, and when people have questions, we can directly answer and get back to them.
We could pre-record these streams and make them look like super nice,
and that's why people they drop comments and they ask questions and they steal stuff after, because maybe you're not going to hit everyone, and maybe someone's not going to understand, you're going to rephrase something. So always live is the best way to go. Always. For sure. Yeah. But we'll probably, I'll probably ask her that question just cause. But tomorrow we will get back with Erica. Super cool girl. Super awesome. So
hold on one second. Speaking of live chats, that is a service that Bits and Tokens does offer, not just for directly for the clients of our website, but also for existing blockchain projects. Presumably, the thought is that if you've got a blockchain project, you're busy networking, building your brand, developing your project, making sure it's the best that it can be. So a lot of times, the client relations or answering those questions that people might have kind of slips through the cracks. Our same chat plugin that we use on our website is directly available for us to install on your website as well, if you want us to be able to field those questions for you, put together a whole knowledge base, take the customer relations aspect of it, right away from you, so that way you can focus on the things that are actually important. So that's something important for not just our normal viewers that are watching, but for any blockchain projects that we have interacted with in the past or will interact with in the future. I want you guys building, not worrying about... Obviously, I want you to worry about your clients, but I want you to trust that they can be in good hands while you are off building the future, because tomorrow is just as important as today. So
that is true. Good thing you pointed that out. So let's get to the news, guys, because that's what we're all here. That's what we're all waiting for. So as you can see, we're on bitsandtokens.com. Look at that blog post. Tim made such a hoopla about his wonderful picture because they're holding hands.
Who are you using words like hoopla? What is going on?
Because they're holding hands. I was joking. I was at the doctor's office, and I was kind of just messing with them. I'm just like, no, it's horrible. The hands,
and apparently you didn't even look at it when you said it was horrible.
Why aren't they green and what is that? Yellow, orange? I can't even tell. You're I don't know. That's the color resolution. What color is that Bitcoin? Is it orange?
That's the Bitcoin color. What do you mean?
Right, but on that it looks strange. It looks like a orangish. Like on here it looks different.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to maybe take like an exam to see if you might be colorblind.
I'm not colorblind, but it's like more orangey than like a golden yellow.
That's
usually the Bitcoin sign's a golden yellow.
Well, it's definitely orange. I'll tell you that right now.
I've seen golden, yellow, orange. It's varied. But anyways.
No. It doesn't vary because it has a specific hex.
You have a hex. Anyways,
I do. I'm
oh God. Okay, so as you guys can see, we got AR. We got our blog post going up here. WhatsApp gets a Bitcoin wallet. No way. So basically,
I thought that was
little
pretty
background
nifty.
about that story. Essentially, Woobit, I think it Wubbit. Is that how you pronounce it?
I was pronouncing it Wobbit when I was reading it.
Something like that. Woobit, Wobbit, Wobbuffet. So,
Wobbuffet,
one
no.
of those, that company is essentially integrating a wallet within WhatsApp that allows users to send currency throughout the application. So that's cool. That is the first payment method that WhatsApp is having. So that's pretty exciting. And it just so happens to be in Bitcoin. Well, it's cryptocurrency. I think it holds currently.
So they're starting with Bitcoin, but they also want to look
True.
Into.
That's right. They're looking at expanding. That's what it is.
Litecoin, Ethereum, and Scootly Doo, Bitcoin Cash.
Scootly Doo. Yeah.
So, that was my scrolling noise.
So so they're starting off with Bitcoin, kind of like Tim said. Wow, it's really bad. I wrote this article.
You
so
did.
They're starting up with Bitcoin, like Tim said,
signed it and everything.
Are trying to integrate other currencies later on down the road. So if you are a WhatsApp user, this is huge. There's actually over 1 billion people who use WhatsApp. So
I really like how they're doing it because it's not like they asked WhatsApp like, hey, is this fine? It's not like they partnered officially with WhatsApp or anything like that. This is just the first platform they're starting with. So presumably they could do this with almost any platform,
right?
Because it's basically a bot. It's a chat bot. We've had those since the 90s where you type stuff and it responds based on what you typed.
Right.
And so this is really just a service where I can go into WhatsApp and talk to the bot.
Talk to the bot
and
the
be
bot
like, hey bot, send Annalise,
right, exactly.
0.5 BTC.
Exactly.
Well,
so
that's
really
a lot.
cool.
I probably wouldn't send you that much.
It's AI integrated, so it's cool. Well, it's slow unless it's working off the Lightning Network, but that's a whole thing.
See, here's the thing. Yes, when you compare Bitcoin to other currencies, it is slow. However,
when you compare Bitcoin to a regular transfer,
super fast.
Yeah, very fast.
But here's the thing about Bitcoin and the way that because I was watching an interview that the people from Initiative Q did, the CEO of Initiative Q, which is still a thing. I'm gonna put the link somewhere for that because it's actually like my Initiative Q has been like blowing up lately, like it's crazy. But so I was watching an interview, and the reason why they're giving out their Qs for free is because the value that's placed on a thing is not just based on just like arbitrary numbers. It's literally based on people giving that thing value. It's the same thing for any currency in the world. For the U.S. dollar, for example, we moved away from the silver standard to the gold standard. Then we moved away with the gold standard altogether and kind of outlawed gold for a little while.
Right.
And so we were kind of forced to place value on these dollars, and just over time, people forgot and have just kept a value on basically useless pieces of paper that aren't even printed by us. They're printed by a third party, which that's strange. But anyways, Bitcoin is the currency that people have placed the highest value on. And for good reason. You were not initially able to purchase Bitcoin. You had to participate in the Bitcoin network via mining in order to receive it. Then it was introduced on exchanges once enough people had some. Now there's services like Coinbase where you can directly buy it. But initially, and still the way that Bitcoin works today, is to generate new Bitcoin, you have to participate in the actual mining aspect of it. So for that reason, it's not like any other cryptocurrency that exists. Every single other cryptocurrency that exists either was airdropped to people who already held a specific coin, or you had to pay like ETH or some other type of token for it.
Right.
So regardless of who's faster and what's what, Bitcoin is king for those reasons right there. When it initially came out, it wasn't a thing where people were trying to make money, which a lot of these other currencies are money grabs. Like, let's just face it. A lot of these currencies are, wow, I have a cool idea that might apply to the blockchain. Let me figure out how to raise money without the SEC like breathing down my neck.
Yeah.
So
and we actually have a story about that. I'm sure maybe you guys read about it. That person who's trying to sell their ICO. And his response as to why his ICO didn't launch is just that. It was just that, and I want to talk about that a little more in depth.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, let's just jump there. I guess that'll be our next story because there's a lot of stories. There's actually a pretty good amount of news that came out, which kind of has me excited.
I love Thursday streams because we always have a lot of stuff going on Thursday streams.
So if you guys haven't heard, where's
this story?
I guess just type in $60,000 ICO sell on eBay, and it should pop up.
Oh, the one that you were talking about.
Yeah. So there
Got you.
was a company that was trying to sell their ICO on eBay for $60,000. There it is. Its name, I know it starts with an S. I don't remember the name quite, but Tim will scroll in a second and I'll remember. Sponsy. Spoonsy? Sponsy? Spoonsy.
I would call it Sponsy.
Sponsy.
Because
Sure.
I'm American.
Sponsy.
So that's how we would pronounce that.
Sponsy. Anyways, so the ICO's name was Sponsy. And they were a startup that never happened. They also had their same, token. Apparently, the advertisement, when you're looking at it, it's equipped to successfully launch a ICO. It has everything you need. And now the magical question is, why are you selling your ICO? Did it not work out? What happened? So according to the founder, when one of the companies had contacted them, apparently they didn't launch because they spoke to their lawyer, and their lawyer advised them that they should have a product out there before launching an ICO. And apparently they regret it because there's other ICOs that, didn't have anything and they made money. And that's the problem.
See, the money grab.
That is the problem. You do not start something if you do not know where you're going, because one, that gives a bad taste to people's mouths when you don't do anything, and two, what if you don't know what you're doing? Then what are you doing? Why are you starting something if you don't know where you're going?
I might have this idea. It might work. Give me money.
Do you even have an idea? Or you're just putting stuff down? Like, do you even know how it's going to turn out? And that's the problem. That's the biggest problem in the blockchain community, are ICOs that start up without any type of intuition of going left, right, up, or down. They just throw something at the wall and they hope it sticks. And that's why I mean, the aspect of ICOs have just been so devalued just because of that. That's literally why.
When we interviewed Deedcoin, this is where I first learned that in order the easiest way to avoid the SEC coming after you is to just have something
exactly,
first.
Because you're going to be labeled as a security.
Also, they mentioned that a lot of these ICOs, and I think that they meant well when they said this, but they were saying like a lot of these ICOs really do have like good intentions. It's just that this space is a little bit overwhelming, right?
Right, exactly.
Like you want to start and do a thing, and then 2 days later some new technology that's 10 times faster comes out, and you're still working with old stuff, and it's hard to keep up. And then so after a while it just becomes so overwhelming with so much overhead that you kind of have to give up. And I really believed that for a long time, but I refuse to believe now that most of these companies that come out and then go belly up a few months later aren't just doing the money grab. Like it's just,
hey, it's an easy way out. So I mean, honestly, it's that is why this is a prime example as to why ICOs right now are just not the thing. Like ICOs are fantastic. They're a fantastic idea. They're a fantastic, fundraising mechanism for your company. However, this person is the prime example as to why it leaves a sour taste in someone's mouth. That snippet right there.
That sentence is so dumb. I'm going to read it word for word because it's so dumb. We hired a lawyer and that was a big mistake for us. Dumb sentence. Because our lawyer basically told us that we should not launch any ICO before we built a real product that might have some users. That is a truthful statement.
Way.
I asked him why, because I saw so many ICOs out there who did not have any idea for any product, yet they managed to raise tens of millions of dollars. Basically, you're saying but other people are scamming. I want to scam. What? Are you literally complaining to your lawyer about that? That's crazy.
I
don't understand.
When I read that, I was speechless. I was just like,
Pablo Escobar sells cocaine. I just don't I don't get it. I don't get it.
Sells cocaine. Trust me, I know. When I read that, honestly, I was speechless. I was like, are you listening to yourself?
This was the part that you like read me like yesterday or the day before, and I was just like, you're joking.
Yes,
no one said that out loud.
Yes, that's what I said.
What?
They said that to. I don't remember who exactly was their called. I'm not sure if they were called someone. It was some. I think it was like financial something. They called them, and that's what they told them. And I was just like, you're kidding. Like, they didn't.
Here's a fun statement from the chat. Max says smart contracts will replace lawyers someday. Here's the thing. That would be a really interesting world to live in. Imagine you commit a crime, right? And it's verified that you committed this crime, right? And instead of a judge and lawyers and everything, it just went through some algorithm, and it just decided whether or not you would go to jail. That would certainly quell some of the issues that we have in terms of, like, you know, the perceived racial injustices of the justice or injustice system, I guess you might want to call it. But then also, like, nobody would ever catch a break.
Exactly.
So it's like...
That's true. That's true. Yeah, no one would ever be able to slip through the cracks.
Yeah, you just wouldn't be able to catch a break.
For example, that guy who just got his charges dropped from, I think, his Empire.
Oh, Jussie Smollett?
Yeah, he just got his charges dropped from his fake whatever.
Here's the thing.
He would have went to jail for that because he...
I don't know what happened with that. I wasn't there. I didn't see the people beat him up or not beat him up. I don't know.
There was video footage. There was text messages.
Listen,
it was arranged.
I don't know. Because I wasn't there.
According to Mac, he says he meant more for real estate, gambling, betting.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, for sure. That's gonna be
sense.
It's gonna be so easy for that.
Because there's definitely like, you know, more personalized cases that you kind of have to look at. Because there's situations where there was this guy in Texas. Somebody was drunk driving and hit his two kids.
Speaking of,
and he killed the guy.
Real estate.
Does he get away? Does he not get away?
I don't know. No, he was drunk.
So somebody who was drunk was driving, hit his two children and killed them. So that guy went after that guy and killed him.
Oof.
Exactly. Now, in the state of the court, technically no. However, because he was a grieving father towards this drunk, and it was kind of like a fight or flight thing, he got off.
Wow, did he?
He got off.
Only in Texas. Only in Texas. So hold on. So speaking of real estate, what is it next Thursday?
Next Thursday.
We're gonna have
yes.
Decoin.
Yes, we will have Decoin.
We're gonna have our pals from Decoin on.
We're gonna have a live update from our pals from Decoin. They're gonna be on our stream.
I saw on Twitter that they released 4.0 of their.
Did they really?
Yeah, of their app. So it makes it even
exciting.
easier to find a real estate broker and all that stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, I think we were talking to them, to you guys, or we're talking about them to you guys once, regarding what they do. We will do a refresher next week. They'll be live here on our stream. If you guys don't know who they are, what they do, we actually have a video, personalized interviews of each founder, co-founder, I guess I want to say, on here YouTube site. On our YouTube, on our YouTube. You can just look up bits and tokens and just type in Decoin in the search bar, and it'll show up. So that's awesome. Are you looking for the XRP Amazon maybe integration? Is that what you're looking for? Sort of. I'm just trying to figure out why my computer is... I know a little bit about that. I'll just go about, do a little refresher. So essentially, so is XRP partnering with Amazon? No. I'm going to put that out there right now. What's happening is that Amazon has recently partnered up with WorldPay, which is owned by Fidelis. And Fidelis has ties with XRP. So it's kind of like... No, Fidelis has ties with Amazon, you mean? I thought I read XRP. Did I read it wrong? Well, look at that article. If you said that XRP is partnering with WorldPay... So Fidelis has a thing with XRP, and WorldPay has a thing... So is WorldPay partnering with Amazon? Yes. Okay, so the beginning was backwards. Okay, so Amazon partnering with WorldPay, and WorldPay is owned by Fidelis, a company that has ties to XRP. Yes. That. Here's the thing. So it's like I have a friend of a friend who has a friend. Here's the thing. If you look at XRP, right?
supposedly, here's the thing, right? This is true for almost anything. This is true for me and Donald Trump, right? You're only ever 6 degrees of separation from almost any other person on the planet.
Right.
Meaning, like, it would only take 6 people who know someone for you to be able to meet almost anybody on the planet. Like, that's a fact. With that being said, XRP is in, or Ripple rather, is in such a position that there are not that many degrees of separation apart from almost any company. So when I see these very, very speculative articles about XRP or Ripple being one step closer to Amazon, it's not really that exciting. They weren't that many steps away from Amazon to begin with.
Right.
I'm sure there's only 1 degree of separation between them and Amazon before this WorldPay situation.
Right. Yeah. So
Furthermore,
when I saw that, didn't, like you said, I wasn't like, oh my God. I was just like, oh, okay.
I'm not. Everyone is always saying like, oh, Amazon's the big partner for this and Amazon's the big partner for that. There's not really that many blockchain projects that I could see as being a really great fit for Amazon. Otherwise, what Amazon could simply do is utilize some open source blockchain technologies in their own, back end.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like why would Amazon need to use Ripple as a company and or XRP as a currency? I couldn't tell you.
I mean,
couldn't give you a good
only
answer
thing
for
they
that.
would use it for is if they integrate it into their current payment and settlement system. Other than that, nothing really. It's because that's all it is.
Are there any? Okay, let me ask this question. Are there any countries in the world that you can't use Amazon from? Like, is there a currency they don't accept?
I don't know. I don't think you can use them in North Korea. I'm not
I don't
sure.
think you can do anything in North Korea.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that's.
We should talk about the G visas after this.
Yeah, we'll mention that. I don't know if when did that happen? That was Monday. So no, we haven't talked about that. Okay, yeah, we'll definitely go over that. PayPal. Yeah, well, PayPal's everywhere. That's true. Is PayPal in North Korea?
Probably not.
I don't know. I don't know what's there.
They have.
Are they even allowed to use the internet?
They have North Korea, pal, in North Korea.
I don't even know if they're allowed to use the internet because I think they're like everything is like blocked off. But anyways,
They have a version of the internet that's actually way worse than China's. It's like a lot of sites just don't off the rip like don't work, and then like their search engine only shows you like articles that are like approved. So like if I own the government over there, like I basically own the media as well, and so anything the media says, like you can look up. Like imagine if you could only get like ABC and Fox News information when you search on Google. It's basically like what their internet is like.
That is, yeah, no.
Like only officially approved and like no off the cuff
No.
anything. Any reporter that tries to go off the cuff, like literally off of his head, like.
Yeah, no,
So.
I know. It's very secluded, I guess. Cuba, Iran, North Korea, Syria, and Sudan can't use Amazon.
That's really interesting that Cuba. I wonder if Cuba can't use it just because like their internet is not really like there yet. They used to get their internet like on a CD. Like if you wanted to like
AOL?
music and movies. No. Like they literally had like an underground network of like here's all the latest like news from the world. Download the CD and pass it on.
What?
There was I watched a documentary about it.
What?
First of all, Cuba's a very, very interesting place. The government for a long time was giving out these manuals on how to like repair old technology instead of having to buy new stuff because they weren't getting shipments of new stuff.
Right.
So like it would be like how to use a radio to fix your refrigerator or something like that. Like just that was a really weird example, but like it's something like that. And so, they had like there was like this one guy that like because the internet over there was like it was either banned or just like it was really hard to access or something like that. And so he would get his internet from like people like they would send him basically the internet like all these articles, movies, music,
on a CD,
whatever on a CD, and then they would distribute that. Like he had like a CD burner and all that stuff, and like he would just distribute it to the rest of the people, and it was like the underground railroad of the internet over there.
That's nuts. I didn't know that.
I wonder if that has anything to do with it. Mac, I hope you have a great night, great evening. Thank you very much for joining us as always. I really do appreciate you stopping by.
Interesting.
Truce, you're the man for looking up all that information for us.
Yeah. What if he just knew that? He probably just knew that. It's truth. But that's awesome. Awesome. So how are our? Let me ask our Gaston just to make sure we don't cut off with our sound.
Oh, he just checked, I think, and he gave us a thumbs up.
Okay, yeah. So we'll probably
and then he did something
do
weird
a
on
thing.
the floor. I don't know what was going on there.
Yeah. So, so anyways, that's what's going on with Amazon. Mac, go for your question. What's your question? What's your question, Mac? Give it to me.
Okay, whoa. First of all, just let him
Give it to me,
type.
Give it to me. Give it to me. No, he knows that song? I actually don't know the name of the song, but I know it's like
Something like that.
no. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Want your body. Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. That was like a whole song. Oh man. Thoughts: crypto versus other cryptos versus crypto versus fiat. What?
Hold on.
What?
Listen. Hold on. Time out. I'm
Can
not even
somebody
drunk
read
yet.
that?
I'm not even drunk yet. What is happening?
Lost fighting
Amongst coins. Okay,
amongst
so there's lots of
coins.
fighting amongst coins.
Okay.
Okay. So crypto versus fiat. I am. So here's the thing. I am opposed to fiat currencies. I think that for any one centralized organization to own the way that we transact with each other is not okay. I am especially opposed to fractional reserve banking systems powered by the Fed, which is in most of the countries in the world and is the reason why the U.S. goes to war.
Right.
I'm not gonna, I get a little political sometimes, but the reason why the U.S. goes to war, they'll tell you it's one thing, then the conspiracy theory or whatever, I hate using that word, but then the theory that a lot of people have for it is, oh, we're there for the oil, and so sometimes, right, like that's definitely a bonus, but the real reason why the U.S. is the bulldog of the world that goes to war in all these, countries that are developing, is so that we can instill a fractional reserve banking system there because the banksters at large want the world to use their money, right? The Rothschilds have been quoted as by saying, show me a country for which I can make their money and I care not who makes their laws, which is exactly right. Like if you're using money that I'm literally just printing out of thin air and I can just print on a whim, I don't care what your laws are. Like if I cut off the money supply, what are you going to do? Like we're legally, for whatever reason, obligated to use the Federal Reserve as our fractional reserve bank, and it just makes no sense to me. The example that I always make, right, that I always make, I usually use lighters for this because there's usually a bunch of lighters just all over the place, right? But let's say I'm the only person in the world who can make cell phones, right? And I have made these 2 cell phones, right? And I'm going to give Annalise these 2 cell phones, and as part of the loan, she needs to pay me back 3 cell phones.
Can I get it from somewhere else?
No, I'm the only one that makes cell phones. You're not listening.
Okay, well, how am I supposed to give you another cell phone if you only gave me 2 cell
Wow, it
phones?
seems like you need another loan. I'll loan you the 3 phones so that way you can pay me back, but then you'll owe me 5 phones. That is literally how fractional reserve banking works. It makes no sense. Did you see how confused the poor girl was? And how are we not this confused? That is literally how fractional reserve banking works, and it makes absolutely no sense. They loan us $1 billion. We got to pay back 1.5 billion, but where does that other 0.5 billion come from? Nowhere, because it doesn't exist. It makes no sense. That's why I'm against.
What's our bits and tokens number? Did you see her eyes? I was like
786-584-2449. 786-584-2449. I'm lazy. Can someone type that in?
786-524
584
584
2449.
2449. That's our number, guys. Right there. Boom. Posted. What?
What?
Sorry.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
excited today. It's
What's
an
happening?
awesome day. It's just an awesome day. It's an awesome day for an awesome reason. Yeah, so it looks like Mac's gonna call in.
That's exciting.
Yeah, so awesome, Mac. I guess we'll be hearing shortly. Get some banter going on here. While he's doing that, I just wanted to kind of throw this little portion of news out there, very small. Bitfill, which is a gift card I guess, service, bitfill.com. They essentially do gift cards. They have added Airbnb to is it bitfill.com? Buttfill? No, not Buttfill.
Definitely didn't type in butt fill, okay?
Bit refill. That's what it is. All right, so Mac's calling us. He'll get here.
I'm trying.
They added, I guess,
Hello, caller.
Airbnb,
You're on the air.
basically.
Hi guys, it's Mac.
Hey, Mac.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How you doing?
It's all good in the hood.
Good. I won't take up too much of your guys' time. I'll just say my question and then I'll let you guys answer it on YouTube.
Cool. Yeah.
So my question was more like, you know, in Telegram right now and all over crypto, there's a lot of cryptos, you know, XRP hates ETH, ETH hates Bitcoin, and they're all striving to be number one when really we should be hating fiat, and it should be we want decentralization and crypto to progress, and we need many cryptos moving forward, right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, there's multiple world currencies, and you know, you don't complain when you go to, you know, London and you have to start using euros or pounds or whatever they use over there. I'm not from London, but so you don't complain when you go overseas and you have to do like a currency conversion to be able to use money. You know, no one fights about that. No one says like, you know, the dollar is the best and this is the best. Even though the dollar is typically viewed as the world's reserve currency, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that you trade into to trade into other currencies typically. And so if the crypto space were to totally replace fiat and then, you know, each country had a favorite crypto, I would be okay with that. Or maybe in Miami we have one favorite that we use over here and someone else has another. The point being is that there doesn't need to be specific competition between which currency is the best. I think really the conversation should be about which technology is the safest, the fastest, the most secure, you know, the most valued by the people, you know, things like that. Those are good, you know, conversation points.
Right, especially since each country has access to different currencies.
Right.
Some currencies are not technically allowed in some countries, you know, whether it's KYC or this, that, and the third. I mean, so it really depends, which is why I don't think there's one currency over another. Of course, you have your poopy coins who are just badly structured overall and they make no sense.
Oh, we can say shit coins now. Yeah, we're not going to monetize at any point in the future, so we just call them shit coins.
Okay, so that, and I mean, yeah, so essentially, I don't think people should be fighting over, you know, like, my currency is the best. Oh, like, oh, look at Doge. Haha, it's a joke. Like, you know, I feel like right now the main focus should be getting away from centralized payment systems.
Right.
That is the goal because it doesn't work. It's not the best. You're basically, and people who want to live off the grid can't live off the grid unless they literally live in crypto because you're using gridded money.
Right.
So, I mean, that's my argument with
grid
it.
money. I like that.
Grid money.
That's
yes.
what I'm going to call fiat from now on.
Grid money.
I hope that sort of answered your question there, Mac.
Yeah, I mean, I heard the analogy the other day is all the fighting that's going on between the different cryptos is kind of like, if you want to use the analogy, the NFL. Some people like the Dolphins, some people like the Cowboys, some people like the Giants, but at the end of the day, it's a revolution that's going to be better for currency and the world going forward, that we should be against inflation and fiat, right? Not the NFL, right?
So that's actually a really interesting point, and I'm going to pose something to you here. I'm a firm believer that organized sports of the caliber of the NFL, NHL, you know, the NBA, etc., is a tool that's used to distract and divide people. Do you think that there might be a possibility that a lot of the fighting that occurs in the crypto space is not actually something that's organic? It might be something that's instilled to get us to, fabricated to get us to kind of go against each other and not work together? Maybe the powers that be are kind of pushing that narrative a little bit?
It makes sense with all the money that's controlled by governments in the world, right?
Right,
so,
yeah. Because they obviously don't want the crypto revolution out of their hands. Like, it's not that I think the governments and the powers that be have kind of understood that, you know, this is where technology is going, this is where the world is headed.
but they don't really have a firm grasp on it right now.
Right.
And
I mean,
so I
there's
feel
very
like-
few, I want to say, founders of currencies that go against other currencies.
Right.
There's a hand select, of course. Like if
I
you
mean,
look at your XLM,
You got
or
your BCASH.
if you look at Vitalik going like, humanity's gone if they accept Tron. You got your few. I'm not gonna sit here and say no, but for the most part, if they're not going against it, why is the general community doing it? So that's something to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, that's why we want our crypto as decentralized as possible, because we want to be able to control it as a people's currency, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I hear
Exactly.
that. Yeah, definitely, for sure.
No, we agree with you over here, Mac. We got you. We're on the same page.
Yeah, I'm a Canadian, but I love you guys' show, and you guys do a great job. I just wanted to call in, and it was easier to call in than to type, so.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I wanted before you go, can you give me a oi? All right, eh? I love he's Canadian.
Would be.
Yeah, that's why I had to. I typed A too, so I had to not do it.
That's great. Oh, I love it. I actually had a Canadian chemistry teacher, and he was a great guy. Great guy. And every time he'd talk, he'd crack me up because he'd go there, oh, yeah, eh? So I love it. Thank you so much for calling in, Mac.
Yeah, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Take care.
Have a good night, Mac. See ya.
Bye. Bye.
Cool guy.
Awesome.
Nice guy.
Eh?
Listen, not everybody from Canada says.
You
hey.
know, if I'm going to Canada, I'm getting maple syrup. That's what I want.
Well, you're not getting syrup. I can tell you that much. They don't pronounce it syrup.
What do they pronounce it as?
Probably syrup.
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 Probably syrup.
Syrup.
That's probably syrup though.
It's probably syrup though.
Yeah. I actually really like some of my favorite programming, television programming is Canadian. I don't know.
Yes, Trailer Park Boys, Park and Rec, whatever it is that you watch.
Trailer Park Boys is literally the best mockumentary that has ever. Oh gosh.
Mockumentary.
Listen, as far
shaking my
mockumentary
head.
movie,
A Garcon.
has to go to Snow on the Bluff. Okay.
Garcon, where's our drinks?
But as far as a mockumentary television show, 100% Trailer Park Boys. It's just so funny and just so ridiculous. I just love it so much.
I'm shaking my head. I watched it once with you. I'm
It's
not
so
sure if I
good.
regret it. It's because it's everything about it is just imprinted in my mind.
You
And
have
it's
to. The thing about it is you have to actually get into it. You can't just try to watch it one time and then walk away. It's so funny.
Oh look, it's Bit Refill. What I was talking about. That's what it looks like,
So,
guys.
if
Bitrefill.com.
Here's my thing about websites that have a name like Bit Refill. Obviously that says Bit Refill, but I don't know, for some reason when I read it up here in the address bar, it could be Biterfill.
Biterfill? No, it's Bit Refill.
No, for us, we know that because we're used to things starting with bit. I mean, we're bits and tokens. You know what I mean?
Biterfill.
For people into crypto, that makes sense. But
Biterfill.
Biterfill could have been. I don't know.
Favorite altcoin?
You know what? Here's the thing. Here's my thing. All right, I feel like. Please don't.
You tried it. You tried it. Tim tried to get me. I hope everyone saw that. Tim tried to get me. I'm trying to finish the rest of this burrito, and he tried to get me.
I'm sorry.
You're terrible.
I'm sorry.
I was just like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna eat this because it's wonderful food, and I'm just gonna like.
Just gonna eat like a velociraptor.
Excuse me.
So, listen. So as I was saying before the sound went out, I think that we need to stop using the word altcoin because it's almost derogatory at this point. You know, it's like it's otherizing it. When you're
true.
talking about getting.
Sound like a generic.
When you talk about getting wealthy, you know, you don't mention like, you know, the elites and, you know, rich people and all this stuff because that's separating you into a lower class than other people are. I'm already rich, you know. My pockets are just catching up to where my mind's at, pretty much is how I think about it. And that's how you should think about it as well. So to lump everything together as altcoins, it made sense when, you know, it was just BTC and then like a few others. But I mean, there's literally like thousands upon thousands of currencies. Like there's no way for me as one human being to keep track of all these different currencies.
Oh no, it's the dog.
No. Not today. Not today, Papa.
Oh God.
Oh, no.
So, if you guys didn't know, Trunks is secretly not allowed on our stream because if you were here, I think it was 2 streams ago now.
They made a meme out of me.
They made a meme out of Tim. Because, you know, he's a wonderful dog. He loves our love. I don't know if it's because he hadn't seen me all day or what the case was, but he literally almost jumped on the table in the middle of the stream and knocked Tim's computer. It went flying. Like, the stream stopped. It was great. There's a meme online. If you guys want to see the meme, it's out there. Rick James gave it to me, baby. What? Rick James gave it to me, baby. Oh, when I was singing earlier. Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. Cher was a little behind, but that's so funny.
Getting anxiety looking at this dog right now.
Yeah, so that happened. But yeah, what Tim said, it makes coins look generic. You don't want to, you know, it just gives, when you say altcoins, it's just like, oh, the alternative route. Like, it doesn't sound like, oh, like when some people, you know, they prefer having the brand name over the whatever. So, I mean, I guess it's crypto in general to me. Yeah, Mac, it's just crypto in general. Personally, for me, I like XRP. I'm warming up to XYO a little more and more. I think Doge is just so funny. That's just my opinion. Litecoin doesn't make sense. Ethereum is Ethereum. Dash is really cool. Actually, 70% of Dash's volume comes from Venezuela, which is like mind-blowing. I was like, what?
I'm not sure as far as privacy coin goes. I'm not sure which is my favorite between it's going to be between Monero and Zcash. They're both very, very similar. I'm going to just go with Zcash. I'm just going to go with Zcash.
What do you call the other other currencies? I mean, do you call the Chinese
yeah, we don't call it like alt fiats.
Alt fiats? No, it's just a different currency.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's not, you know, it works on a different platform. Some of these currency, they work on different protocols. They have their own native, you know, blockchains and all that. Some of them are tokens and they, you know, work off another person's platform. But, like, you don't call other currency the alternative currency. Like, no, it sounds weird. Like, no one does that. So, yeah, you see what I'm saying, True? So it's strange. Just to put that out there.
Can I pay you in dollars or alt dollars? Like,
yeah, right? Which one do you take? Do you take the Aussie? Like, what?
No, Verge, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And here's why. No.
Wow.
No.
Wow. Here's why. Because no. Why no? Tell me why no.
Listen, for you to be a currency, right? Like the first currency to like officially partner with the porn industry, and you're still not like booming. No.
I'm not gonna lie. I understand.
If boobies don't make you, then I don't know what's.
Boobies don't make you. Oh my God. No. So I understand him because that. I didn't know, you know, as a naive child, how big that industry was and how many literally billions of dollars that industry is worth. So I
It's
don't
huge.
disagree.
It's huge.
I don't disagree.
Yeah,
if
it's
you
huge.
haven't gone anywhere in that industry as of yet, and you're like, you're the first one to, come in and infiltrate. I mean, it's still young. I'm not going to sit here and act like, things don't take time, but we'll see. When it gets somewhere, it'll get some, we'll see. But for right now, I'm with him on that one.
So Truce made a good point, but I'm going to offer him a counterpoint.
I mean, other countries call our currency foreign
right.
currency.
That was going to be my counterpoint. Thank you so much for cutting me off.
I mean, anything that's foreign is foreign. It's not from your country. So, question mark?
Truce just called the truce.
What?
Wave the white flag.
Wave the white flag. Yeah.
No, but yeah. So for us, the AUD, the Australian dollar, is foreign currency, but to them, the American dollar is foreign currency. So
exactly.
depending on where you're geographically located, depends on what a foreign currency is to you. But like you said,
Exactly.
crypto is technically global. Some of them were established in certain places, but it's actually kind of rare that a crypto that starts in a specific place is either only popular in that place or most popular in that place. A lot of things just end up having random followings in like random places. Like Bravo Coin is like super, super popular in Turkey, but they're an American company. So it's like,
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that often. So yeah, I mean, for the most part, like what Tim said, it's just call them currencies. They're all currencies. So let's get into another news article here. I was looking at one.
Oh, wait, hold on. Did we talk about these people? Bit Refill? I think we just made fun of their name.
Bit Refill, they do gift cards, and they're on the Lightning Network, powered by Lightning Network, and you can pay in the currencies listed there. They support Bitcoin, Dash, Doge, Litecoin, Ethereum, and what's a little Lightning Bolt?
I want to assume that they're just talking about the Lightning Network,
right?
Maybe.
Because I'm just like, what? Okay. But yeah, those are their current payment methods that you can use on there. And they just added Airbnb. So you can now purchase Airbnb gift cards with cryptocurrency. They have 1,800 different companies on there, including Amazon, Nike, Hotels.com, just to name a few. But that's what they do. They just they operate in 170 countries, so they're globally. They're everywhere.
This reminds me of BitcoinSuperstore.us.
It reminds me of WeGift. That's what it reminds me of.
Does WeGift use crypto?
Yeah, they're partnered with Coinbase, I think.
Okay, I remember that. You wrote a story about that or talked about it or something.
Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah,
very long
like
time. Gotcha.
Yeah. So
they have a referral program.
Looks like it. I like referral programs. I'm Tim.
I do like referral programs, and I am Tim. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's what they're doing there.
Wow, Garcon in the chat said it reminds me of Gift. Garcon, no. How dare you? How dare you? Nobody Google Gift. First of all, it's not even called Gift anymore, so even if you Google it, whatever. How dare you? How dare you?
I'm lost.
He knows why.
Okay, well, I guess that's what you guys think.
We don't talk about... Can't even say the name.
Are you talking about First Data?
Oh, God.
Oh, God. Okay. Yes, you don't talk about the payment processing company. Cool.
Wow. Just go ahead. Just throw it right in the chat. Why don't you? Wow.
Anyways.
Honestly, here's the thing, users. Absolutely do not visit that link. Don't do it. There's no need for it.
Tim, get over it. Interjection. So, what we're going to talk about next is the G visas.
I'm sorry, what?
The G visas.
Okay, because I heard So we're going to talk about G visas.
We're going to talk about G visas. So we were talking about North Korea earlier.
So a G visa is basically when you're a G and you need a visa.
Oh my God, stop interrupting me. We were talking about North Korea earlier, and this is something that is on the market. Not necessarily, it's actually on the black market. And if you can't access their black market, then you have to buy it from an auction. And we'll get into that in a second. So as Tim was saying, G visas are for people who, are real G's in the world. And they're people who, are real G's. No, it's not true. We actually, that's so cool. Look at that. So if you guys want to read our articles online, our articles are there to read. Plus, there's a podcast button where you can hear me read it.
Boop.
Boop. That's cool. So the Korean revolutionaries, I'm assuming it's pronounced Chimolea. Chiolima. That's what it is. Civil
Right.
defense.
Right. Yes.
And then also known as Free Joseon.
I would pronounce it Joseon because it's not Spanish.
I guess.
Well, no, it's not a matter of guessing.
I mean, if you're Hispanic, you would read it as that.
You would read it incorrectly because it's written in English. So doesn't.
I mean, I guess it's written in English. It's technically written in Korean.
Free Joseon is written in Korean.
Well, they are Korean, so I don't know.
That's
how
not.
they...
That's English.
Listen to me. It's translated as English, but I don't know how they listen. It's them. They are selling G visas. Okay, challenge. LOL. Truce. Awesome. So, essentially, what this is that North Korea is revolting against their leader Kim Jong-un, and this group is
North Korea is revolting.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of them that are crazy about it.
That's a funny word.
G visas are on sale on the black market via Ethereum for people who want to, I guess, basically donate to the cause / be a part of history. What they're doing is that they're selling these visas on the black market, and people are actually reselling them on OpenSea, which is a website that you can go to and buy these visas. They're on there. Right now, each visa costs about 1 Ethereum when you buy it. And what it does is that it grants you entry into North Korea when it's delivered or liberated from Kim Jong-un, essentially. So it's kind of like a visa for the future. I don't know how they're going to, I guess,
scan you in.
Not even
but
scan
here's
you
the thing,
in, but
though,
give
like,
you access and how this is,
I don't
know how that works.
I don't think it's a thing where it's like you need a G visa to get in, because like once it's liberated, like you would want just good people to come in regardless of their technical prowess to be able to purchase these tokens.
I guess this is honestly to help their movement.
Yeah, so according to this quote,
own a part of history.
It basically just says being among the first, 200,000 visitors to our liberated nation is already historic, and these first few will have permanent proof of their initial faith and support of our revolution. So this, I don't want to call it a money grab because it looks like it's warranted. It's for good reason, right? Mm-hmm. They're trying to do a good thing. Because from what we know about North Korea, not a great place. Again, I don't really like to comment on stuff that I don't particularly experience because I am not there. I don't know exactly if Kim Jong-un is painted as a bad person, but I never met the guy, you know what I mean? So like I don't know exactly.
Seems to like him. I don't know. I don't know what that's all about.
Hey, listen, Trump is my guy, so I mean maybe maybe there's something there. I don't know.
But hey, so that's what's going on with the G visas. In case you guys haven't heard of them, there's 200,000 that are going on sale. I think how much are bought? Last time I checked, there was 100 of them that were bought that were distributed amongst like 74 addresses or something like that. So people are buying multiple, and they're reselling them on OpenSea. I think they were selling G visa number 3 for like 300 ETH. Which is like $40,000.
Some stupid number, yeah. It's crazy.
Even though, they bought it for 1. But it's because it's sold on the black market and you don't really have any access to it that they can obviously inflate the price. And then it's labeled, so it's like G Visa number 1, G Visa number 2. So it's like literally like they have like the first, few visas or whatever. Total volume, price average, items of collection. So there's 111 right now. Looks like there's 111 visas.
Oh wow,
listed.
there wasn't 111 last time, so it looks like people are just buying a lot of them to resell them.
Right. They're buying them and they're reselling them.
Number 3 is still going for 300.
If you go on my Etherscan and you type in free Joseon
or Joseon,
same thing.
It's not
Genesis Visa. If you go on that, it'll tell you how much.
Genesis Visa.
Genesis.
Oh, how come we're not just mispronouncing everything?
Can you stop? Anyways,
so
if you go on that, it'll tell you how many are sold and amongst how many wallets and addresses.
Max says who travels to North Korea. The craziest part is like the parts of North Korea that are really nice are like very ornate and like beautiful, but then like everything else is like slummy. But like some parts of North Korea are like really nice. Like it's crazy.
Well, one, you technically can't go there.
So you can. You just need like a lot of special permission.
Right. Unless you like have some clearance and whatever.
Or unless you're a basketball player that Kim Jong-un looks up to. then come on by.
I mean, wouldn't he be looking up to all of them? He's kind of small.
Okay. Wow. I see what you did there.
I'm here all night, guys.
Wow.
I'm coming for you.
Wow. Stealing my
anyways.
thing. Wow.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm just throwing a little humor in there. Been trying to be funny. But yeah, that is that.
If I could spell Etherscan.
Yeah, you can pull it up on Etherscan and you can look at it. Free Hosion. That's not it. That's not. Try again. I don't know what. That's strange.
Yeah, I did that right.
It says the same thing, but it's okay. So there's two.
I don't know why.
Okay, so there's 113.
Wow. So out of 113,
111 are listed.
That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, so people are literally buying them and putting them up.
I want to find out how to buy
soon
one, and
as
maybe
they
I'll
come.
buy one.
I mean, so honestly, if you want to buy one, I would just say buy number 100 or something like that, which is not. They're probably gonna resell it to you to the same price.
First of all, no. If I was to buy one, I would figure out how to officially buy one from them.
I mean, you could, but I mean, chances are, I don't know how the black market works. One.
I do.
Well, that's great. And then I don't know.
Did you know
they're
that
aren't you supposed to receive an invitation or something?
Did you know that the Brave web browser has a built-in Tor tab? How nifty is that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the Onion router built right into the Brave browser.
That's actually really cool.
I learned about it the other day because we're going to talk about Coinbase Earn and how you can earn $50 free of XLM as well as a whole bunch of other currencies that are on there.
Tell me about that, actually.
I tried to tell you yesterday.
Oh, well, I know, but tell me because we're on our live stream.
So Coinbase Earn .com/earn, I want to say /earn. So if you have Coinbase, right, and you go to coinbase.com/earn and you sign in, you can earn $50 of XLM, $3 of Zcash, $10 of BAT, $3 of ZRX. Look at all this free money. 13, 16.
And is this? Let me see if I'm right.
$66.
Is this just by learning about them?
Literally, all you do is you press this button here that says Start Course, and Stellar Lumens is the most involved because you have to invite 4 other people in order to get the whole 50. But you do each little video you watch is $2, and honestly, you can start the video and go if you know anything about Stellar, if you know anything about Zcash or any of those other protocols, you almost don't even have to watch the videos. Because it's multiple choice questions, and it's basically what is Stellar Lumens? A duck, a dinosaur, a payment system that is designed to da-da-da-da-da.
A duck, a dinosaur.
It's
what?
water. It's the other answers are so stupid that you almost could just guess which answer.
Oh, so there's a little multiple choice.
It's a video and then one multiple choice thing for you to earn. Now, here's the thing. I don't know what happens if you get the answer wrong, because I haven't on any of these gotten any of the answers wrong, because we live and breathe this stuff. So, right. But yeah, and then with Stellar, you can earn an additional 40 XLM by just posting it on Facebook. And so if you're in any good crypto group on Facebook, you can just post your link in there and it'll be done within the first hour. It's a free $50. People are gonna click the link. And it's from Coinbase. Buy XLM. It's literally
so
a no-brainer.
Awesome.
I think when I did it, it amounted to 474 XLM or something like that. So pretty nifty. I'm not gonna.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. Okay, that's cool, guys. Yeah. So if you check out Coinbase.com/earn, you have a chance to get some free currency on there. That's actually really awesome. They're giving you guys the opportunity of just learning some basic information. You may or may not already know it. If you already know it, I mean, they look short. The videos are like 2 minutes long.
The longest one I think was like maybe 3 minutes and 20 seconds or something like that.
So
like
yeah,
the longest out of all of these was like 3 minutes.
If you have literally like 30 minutes of your life to donate to literally get, you know, 60 some odd dollars in free cash, Coinbase.com/earn.
Yeah,
so,
I was outside last night just chilling, enjoying the weather, and just.
Cheryl wants you to show the meme.
Yeah, here's the thing. I think what she did was she started the stream, like she wasn't here like on time, and she started the stream, and like rewound it, and so like because I've noticed like most of her comments are like.
Yeah, they're older, but that's
So,
actually really funny. You should show the meme.
No. Maybe. Maybe. Let me see if I can find it. I might pull it up.
So yeah, guys, just go to coinbase.com/earn, get yourself some free currency, learn about different currencies on there if you don't know. I guess if you don't know about it, because I'm not gonna sit here and say I know about every currency. I know about currencies that I'm interested in. I know a small overview of other currencies, but this is actually very interesting in educating the public and understanding how that works. So that's awesome. For some reason, y'all are way behind on the chat. No, I think you're behind, Cheryl. I don't know what she means by that. But yeah.
You know, we're way ahead is what's happening.
Yeah, it's backwards. But she'll catch up. Don't worry. So I think Tim's going to try to pull up this little meme about last week just to kind of show you guys what happened.
I don't
during
want
our live
to.
stream. It's really funny, I promise. It's just his face going... and me holding the dog, and it was just great. Too many to know everything about every coin. Yes, there's too many coins out there. Way too many coins. Come to the Bitcoin Center, Miami. Erica Gamma just jumped in there. Yeah, that's is that open yet? Did she say that was? Did she say if that was open? Or if it's open? I know it's opening. I don't know if it's already like fully launched or not. But, I mean, I guess we'll get our answer on that tomorrow. Erica, if you're watching, you can probably answer that question real quick. But
well, I would presume she's watching if she just typed it in.
Hey, well, she was at a party. I don't know if she kind of just like, you know,
maybe she's showing some people at the party her new friends. Like, hey, I know these guys.
I know
they're
these
pretty
guys.
Neat. All right, so I'm gonna show. Oh God, I'm gonna show the meme. I really don't want to, but I'm being coerced into showing this meme for some reason.
Yeah, it's really quick, guys. We'll just kind of just flash it up here. Just flash it. Just flash it to them.
Hold on. How do I? Can I just get just the picture?
A bit tipsy. Okay, Erica. All right, get your party on, girl. Don't get too wasted.
Hey, listen.
If you need an Uber, hey, we'll call you one.
You know, if we gotta go drive out and pick up our new friend, I don't see that being a huge deal either. You know, safety first. I definitely want to keep all my friends nice and safe. Please don't do that. I definitely want to keep all my friends nice and safe. Listen, relax, okay? Mind your business. Just mind your business.
Anyways, so yeah, he's gonna show you guys a little meme that somebody made of him because it's really funny.
It's really not funny, and this is offensive, okay? This is offensive. Here's the meme, okay? There's my face.
That looks great. We're like, ooh.
Look at this. This is me just mortified that where there previously was a laptop, there currently is not a laptop, okay? And I just don't even know how to feel about my life in this picture. I really don't. Why does I keep doing that? Stop it.
Yeah, so that's great. That's essentially what happened, guys, when Trunks came and just knocked everything off. If you want to, I don't know what.
Just destroyed my life.
I don't know when I honestly have to get.
It's not like the 2 hour and like 26 minute mark or something.
When you lose your private keys. True. Thanks, Erica.
Oh, so nice.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so that's essentially what happened. And just to give you guys a little.
These streams are always so much fun.
They are awesome. So moving on, that's a little mean moment there.
Can I take this down now, please?
Yeah, no, go ahead. Have you heard of the Russian... Actually, let me ask you this. Have you heard of KuCoin? Yes. Now, have you heard KuCoin integrating credit card payments?
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
Everyone's doing it. Listen, here's the thing. once Binance does a thing, everyone does that same thing.
That's true.
Binance wanted to do a thing, and everyone's doing a thing.
That's true. Next question. Have you heard of the Russian Facebook?
Ruski book?
The Ruski book.
What's what?
So there's
When you transfer Bitcoin to an XRP address, Truce, I'm done with you. Don't make fun of me.
Okay, so it's known as VK. It's basically a Russian social media
Oh,
platform.
I know about VK. Yeah, I'm over here joking
they're
about
the
Ruski
Russian
book.
Facebook. Well, you said Rush book. I don't know. I never said.
I said
that.
Ruski book.
I don't know. I don't even know. Is that even a thing?
Ruski?
I've never heard of Ruski book.
I don't know if Ruski book is a thing, but the word Ruski's a thing.
I know Ruski, but okay. So you're just playing with my balls. Okay. So
Whoa.
that came out weird.
What? Hold on.
Yanking your chain, you know.
Whoa, listen.
Like messing
we
with me.
we talked about you inventing phrases. Stop it. Stop it right now.
I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah, so VK is essentially doing a Facebook.
No. What?
No,
No.
stop it. We're moving on.
I need
We're moving past it.
something stronger than this. Garce, Garce, where you at? What do we have?
Oh my
What's
God,
going on
I'm
here?
a girl. I don't even have those.
We don't know that now. Now everyone is confused.
No, I think you're confused.
I'm not confused.
I mean, you're the only one that's talking about it, technically.
I'm not the one that mentioned whatever you mentioned.
Anyways, guys, so they are planning on launching their own coin. I want
Why?
to say they're doing it because Facebook is doing it, because that's definitely out of the blue.
There's our Garce.
I feel
Yeah,
like
can
this
you
is a
just
copycat
maybe like a
instance.
half a cup of just something?
Can you pull up our story for our crowd?
I can, yeah.
Thank
Give
you.
me a second.
So they are launching their own coin. I want to say they're trying to do the same thing as Facebook.
Ruski
Now I
book.
don't know.
No, VK.
Yes, VK. I'm so upset. So I don't know exactly how this is gonna work. These are reports that are coming from Moscow. They currently have about 97 million.
Coming from where?
Moscow. Moscow.
What?
Anyways, so they rank
Drunk
number
crypto.
15 on Alexa's global internet traffic. They have about 97 million active monthly users.
Listen, let me tell you something about the internet or the Russians. What is this? I want to try. What am I supposed to do with this? Can you give me some juice, sir? I mix my own drinks over here.
Stop complaining. But anyways, they're set to launch. It looks like they have a Telegram, and it will be operating on Tron's network. So it doesn't look like they're making making their own native blockchain or anything. They're gonna work off someone else's network, and let me see. It's considering cryptocurrency. It's yet to finalize. So it's not finalized, but they're planning on doing it. I'm sure they have to get some clearance from the government and a couple other things because they are a large entity, and they do have a large company. It looks like they're trying to make it a reward system somehow, accumulated to send to others, exchange for goods, or pay in stores using VK Pay. So that's not a reward system. So above it says they want to make a reward system, but below they want to make it VK Pay.
Here's the thing
Don't
about
know
these
how
different
that works.
these different crypto networks, right? Is like like we talked about earlier, right? They are.
There's
doing,
already a VK Pay, and this will be the reward system. Okay, that was launched last year. I got it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So then, never mind. My thing wasn't a part of it then.
Yeah.
You're fine.
So last year, apparently, they launched VK Pay last June, and I'm assuming this is a reward system that will be implemented into their payment system that already exists.
Oh man, Mac, you're so right. I could definitely go for a Moscow Mule right now. Oh man, ginger beer is so good.
Yeah, so that's cool. That's a little different than Facebook then, because obviously there's no Facebook Pay or FB Pay, whatever they'd call it.
Facebook should have started there instead of trying to jump right into crypto.
Yeah, that's true. They should have started trying to make their own payment system, kind of like Cash App or like Snapcash.
Here's the thing about all these like companies that are trying to get into crypto but like not going about it in a smart way, right? Like if Visa were to decide that they wanted to get into crypto, it'd be so easy for them. They already have critical mass, right? They already have enough people that are using it that if they presented the option, people would use it, right? Like if Visa decided, okay, we're gonna make crypto simple, it's still gonna be, your credit card, you swipe it, but it's gonna be a blockchain backend. Done deal. People would adopt it immediately. It's the same reason why, like, when people were trying to figure out like the best way to pay for stuff on the internet, they went with credit cards. Credit cards were not the most secure or the best way to pay on the internet. There was just already a critical mass of people who were using credit cards to make that transition super easy. Instead of you having to call in the credit card number to get the funds from it, there's an online form that's filled out and it does it automatically for you. That's how credit cards made their way onto the internet, even though we had all those scams and all sorts of crazy stuff going on that made it like not a really smart thing to use your credit card on the internet for a very long time, especially before HTTPS came out. But if these companies would just, you're not Visa yet, so you can't really think about doing the payment network that's made out of blockchain, right? Because your users aren't used to using you to pay for stuff, and they're not used to using crypto to pay for stuff either. So to try to throw that all at them at once, I don't know. But to do little by little, like if they already have VK Pay, and then they're going to add crypto underneath that and kind of slowly work people into that, that's smart, right? Because, I mean, they're like the probably most popular website in Russia.
Right.
That literally is the Russian Facebook. As big as Facebook is here, like Russians like are heavy on VK. Like it's a thing.
Right. Like, I mean, they have 97 million users.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. That is a lot. So, I mean, it's nowhere near Facebook's, billion volume, but it's big. It's big for one country. So, keep that in mind. And I'm sure they probably have like, little neighboring countries that maybe are in the mix as well. Because, I mean, of course, you may have to have some nearby dialect that you speak in order to, I guess, communicate accordingly between people. Because obviously, I don't speak Russian. Woo! So, yeah. But that's cool. I like the way that they're doing that. It makes sense. The way that they're doing it compared to Facebook, it makes sense. They make sense. So that's cool. I'm actually really excited for them. I must be behind on the live stream. Cheryl, you're killing me here.
Oh, Cheryl.
Cheryl's killing me. I think we've been talking about how Cheryl's been behind on the live stream, like every other 10 minutes, and then Cheryl now is saying that she's behind on the live stream, and I'm laughing inside.
Your network has to have many, many users to have true value. Yeah, absolutely.
That's
100%. Absolutely.
Cheryl, anyways. Yes, that is true.
We still love you, Cheryl.
You have to have value to your network. You have to have value. If you don't have, I guess, trust. If there's not that trust in place, then it just doesn't make. Who's gonna want it? I mean, kind of like that. What was it last week? I remember. The mining rig, kind of like the mining rig.
On miners.
On miners,
oh,
where
God.
they had, all these beautiful promises, and they were able to do, 100 tetrahertz or whatever their crazy number was.
Tetrahertz? Oh, no.
Something like that. Whatever it's called.
Terahash. Tetrahertz.
Something. I don't know.
What?
Listen, my face is burning. Anyways, so.
Tetrahertz.
Same thing.
Tetrahertz and Moscow.
Stop it. Stop
If I write a biography about you, that's what the title is going to be.
Tetrahertz and Moscow.
Tetrahertz and Moscow.
Oh my God. Oh Jesus. Okay. But yeah, they were making all these, wonderful figures that any miner would love. But in reality, no company has ever gone over 50. Much less they were talking about hitting 100, 200, 1,000.
They're talking about like 1,240 or something like that.
Exactly. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, if IBM can hit it, why can you? Why would a Joe Schmo beat the top, Piggly Wiggly? Like, I don't understand.
Whoa,
it just doesn't
hold on.
make sense.
We need to address this right now. First of all, most of our viewers probably have never even heard of Piggly Wiggly, okay?
I saw one in Mississippi, so that's how I know.
Yeah, I'm sure you saw one in Mississippi. That they would have a Piggly Wiggly in Mississippi. And that's not disrespecting anybody in Mississippi, but, I mean, Mississippi, you know what you are. Like, it is what it is.
You got a problem with Piggly Wiggly?
All I'm saying is you have Mississippis and then you have New Yorks. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
I don't understand. But okay. So yeah, so I mean, just
Piggly
take that
Wiggly.
into
What?
into
What is Piggly Wiggly? Oh
Tim is
my
like the
God.
worst. But anyways, guys, is there
Uh.
anything else that I've seen? There's actually been a lot of news, and there's more. Okay, I want to readdress this
Mac,
because
no.
this is annoying.
Hold on. Mac, I don't think so. Transactions per second. What we need to understand, right? As someone who unfortunately comes from the finance world, specifically working with credit card processors, what people are discounting about cryptocurrencies, Bitcoins, etc., is yes, Visa is able to achieve a specific number of transactions per second, but a blockchain transaction, aside from, like, let's say the Lightning Network, typically also includes the transaction as well as the settlement, right? Instead of just saying, okay, the transaction's there, we verify it, everything is fine. Blockchain transactions are settling, meaning if I'm sending Annalise the money, she physically has the money when it says the transaction is complete. Whereas when I swipe my card and it goes through immediately, that's just my bank saying, we'll cover it, don't worry about it. The money's there, the money's not there, whatever, we'll still cover it. The settlement hasn't actually occurred until 2, 3, sometimes a week later. And so, yes and no. I think that what actually needs to happen in order for these technologies to kind of compete with each other is Visa, MasterCard, Discover, and American Express need to increase their settlement times. I think the settlement times for traditional payments should be something that's looked at to increase, and not so much the other way around. I feel like with the advent of products like the Lightning Network, we're kind of in a good place when it comes to being able to use cryptocurrencies in stores while still having a settlement time that's 30 minutes or less. Some currencies are even faster than that. If I use XRP to pay for something, the transaction and settlement occurs within like 3 seconds. Really just mostly limited by your internet connectivity. So I do think that the Visas and MasterCards of the world are going to be playing catch up with blockchain and not the other way around. They've had tens of years to get it right when it comes to credit card transactions. I mean, we're talking about
tens of years.
Well, like
decades?
30 plus
maybe
30 plus years.
Yeah, that is about accurate.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Probably more.
Did you
longer
know the
than that?
internet turned 30?
So here's the thing. The World Wide Web, maybe. Like I'll say maybe like the World Wide Web turned 30.
I'm sure there's people who are probably on there,
But-
like using it like kind of like on the low.
But
building their own
TCP/IP
stuff.
is a protocol from 1970, which is the backbone of the internet.
Yeah.
So
I mean, like I said, live to the public.
interconnected devices as a was that a DARPA technology back in the day has been around since the 70s. All the good stuff is American military technology first, and then we get it like way later.
Right.
After we make it like super cool, because like they usually have like good ideas of like how to communicate securely, and then we're just like, oh, but if we do it like clickety clickety clack like this, it'll be way better.
If we do it like clickety clickety clack like this.
That's the sound of a keyboard.
Clickety clack. Gotcha.
You clickety clack. Clickety clack.
Anyways, yeah. So, people are like stunned by that, and I'm just like, yeah, it's kind of old. And they're like, oh, that's it. I'm like, yeah, no. So, yeah. So that's a whole.
Back
thing.
in my day, the internet used to come on
Back
a
in my
CD,
day.
and you
Thanks,
put it
Mac.
in your
we tried
computer.
To make our, we try to make our shows entertaining. Let me see what else. Okay, so I want to address.
You were
this real
talking
quick.
about something. Yeah, pull up that story, or tell me where to go to get that story. Back to the bar.
I mean, you can probably look it up. It's regarding the. So I'm sure if you
Regarding
read.
the, so I'm sure
Stop
you
it.
read.
Stop it.
Stop it.
No, stop it.
No.
It's about the fake volume.
Oh yeah.
So I'm sure you guys have read about all this fake
That's
volume.
not even. Here's
So
the thing.
way
That's
that
not even
they're
new
depicting
news.
it, the way that's being depicted, it's wrong. And it's this is something I want to get off my chest. If you read the story, you'll see, and I mean, I addressed this in our in Sunday's live stream because it was something that, you know, has been going on for like the past week or two now. The way that the head titles are literally reading it, it's spreading FUD. They're saying, hey, you know, all this volume for your cryptocurrency is fake and blah, 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 and this and the third. What they're not properly depicting is there are certain exchanges who are boosting their numbers. There's specific exchanges that were falsifying their numbers and making it seem that there was a volume that wasn't there on unregulated exchanges, okay? Small exchanges, not Coinbase, not Binance, not, you know, regulated exchanges that follow the guidelines.
Wash trading is a thing.
I mean,
wash trading is a thing. Mac is mentioning bots. That's a thing too.
Yes, I mean, it is a thing.
What do you want me to do?
So I mean, here's the thing. They're making it seem like, oh my God, this whole thing is a lie. One, no, it's not. Two, what was happening was that, you know, like Tim said, bots, wash trading, volume was boosted on smaller exchanges, literally quadrupling times 10. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, if the volume was here, like if they were reporting the volume here, it was actually like here. Like, it was like, you know, but the reality, the truth behind it is that smaller exchanges were just reporting fake volumes. It was exaggerated on their behalf. You know, it's not like your money is not worth anything. It's not like that necessarily changed the price of anything. It's kind of like Instagram celebrities. They want to appeal what they are not. Okay, that's essentially what happened.
Hey, my dog CZ. This is why I use Binance.
Right. So, I mean, here, you know, CD has reported that, you know, actual volume of exchanges like Kraken, Bitstamp, Coinbase, Binance, Bitfinex, Gemini, just to name a few.
Look, did you see
Poloniex.
these numbers?
Yeah,
Binance,
exactly.
that's a
So,
gold,
I mean,
baby.
you know, those volumes are real. However, there was the few that over-exaggerated their actually daily volumes and yearly volumes and whatever it is that they reported, you know, falsely. And then now that's getting depicted as, you know, your cryptocurrency volume is fake. So, no, it's not fake. Right there, you can see the charts of the volume and how it works. And, you know, as you can see, some of them are very close together. You can see Coinbase is very close to Poloniex. Bitstamp is a little more close to Kraken and Bittrex. So it, you know, it varies, you know, different time zone, different things, whatever. People prefer different exchanges. But if you look at what the other exchanges were reporting, which I think if you scroll down a little bit, it's on that article too.
This is a good article. I like this.
It shows you, you know, something completely different from what was depicted, where almost all the bars on the chart were literally like up here. Like, as you saw, like some bars were like one really big bar, then a bunch of small bars.
Remember when we couldn't figure out the Bitcoin protocol that Tether was initially released on? It's called Omni. It's the Omni protocol.
I thought we said that already.
No, we couldn't figure it out. We were like, oh, I can't figure this out. It was like such a thing.
Okay, well, Omni, sure.
So that is that when you're trying to release a coin on Bitcoin, that's what it's on.
Omni.
Couldn't think about it for the longest time, and then I forgot to Google it.
I feel like we figured that out.
No,
That's
not on the
triggering
stream.
Something.
Not on the stream, I'll tell you that much. Maybe you looked at it another day and you're like, oh, this thing, and they never told me. But that's...
Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, just to get, you know, clarify that up. That doesn't make your crypto, you know, worth any less or worth any more. It was just falsified information to get, I guess, people on their exchanges or whatever the case they were doing that for. Shortly after, Coinbase then went into, I guess, updating their security. They were telling the public that their security updates had nothing to do with the trustworthiness of their exchange. But they were actually one of the biggest exaggerators on volume. You know, that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with whether or not they're secure or not, but, you know, that doesn't make me feel I want to say, trustworthy towards you anymore as a customer. That's just me. So yeah, Coinbenny and a few other smaller exchanges that did over exaggerations on their amount. I feel like that was just that was like a I don't want to say marketing, but a publication method for them to get more people to come to their exchange. That's what I feel like they did it for, to be honest, because what is the other reason of you exaggerating your volume that's actually not there? None, really. You want to look bigger than the big guy. That's it.
So the thing about it is a lot of people look for volume to trade, right?
Right.
And
right.
so
you
the
want to look bigger than the
exchanges,
big guy.
well, right. But so the way that these exchanges make money is not just by listing coins and having people look at them. It's by actually executing trades.
Right. Exactly.
Winning trade, losing trade doesn't matter. They take a little percentage of it regardless. And so the more people that are trading, the more money they make. And so an easy way for them to, make money, right? They're not going to charge themselves money to execute certain trades, so they can just put in a bunch of wash orders, pump up some fake volume, not really move the price per se, but looking at all that volume is an indicator that a lot of people look for when they're looking for something to trade.
Right, I'm aware, yeah.
And then so, people will begin trading it from there. Then they can stop with the fake volume, until the next day when they do it again, and the next day when they do it again.
Yeah, like I said, they're just trying to attract people to their exchanges. That's all it is. So
I'm not mad that they are doing it. However, the fact that everybody's doing it basically, and like you really need to that's why. And I think one of your favorite things to say is to pick a reputable exchange and you'll be fine.
Yeah, no.
So that's why we use Binance.
Exactly. Like you saw, the exchanges that were listed, their volumes were very, very similar, very close, because that's what it actually should be. Like it should be somewhere within, even like you saw, there was Binance was at 110 million, and then I think Bitstamp was somewhere 25. However, the volume it looked like it was following the same pattern scheme,
right?
Some way, shape, or form. It wasn't exaggerated, even though the numbers were vastly different. So
right.
Hey.
So Max says, hello, regulation. Now, here's my thing. No. And I'll tell you why, right? I haven't taken an official stance on regulation. I've been for it, against it. My official stance as of right now about regulation, no. I believe in undeterred capitalism is the only thing the world actually needs to succeed. A lot of people like to blame capitalism for a lot of the world's problems, but I can promise you that's not the issue. The issue is government intervention and regulation. If I'm going to use us as an example, right? Right now, there is no, real regulations on what we do. We offer educational services and an encrypted chat where people can come ask us questions 24/7, and we'll answer them truthfully and honestly to be able to assist you on your journey through the crypto world. There's only one other company that stole the idea from us to do that after asking us to do it for them and then not following through with it. And we're not going to mention specific names. But they're charging thousands of dollars for that service, right?
Right.
They also don't have the manpower to be able to actually facilitate the thousands of people that they want to be able to help, right? Whereas we have the manpower and our prices are just significantly cheaper. Why is that a possibility? Well, the reason why it's a possibility is because I don't have to pay regulatory fees and jump through a whole bunch of regulatory hurdles that are hindering us from having the cheapest price on the internet. And if somebody were to come out with a similar service and really be, taking a substantial chunk of our customer base, we would lower our prices. We would have to figure out how to lower our prices in order to succeed.
Right.
Right. The same thing can
competition.
The same thing can be said for anything in the world. Any industry can be made better by just allowing undeterred capitalism to flourish, because the way capitalism works is in order for me to get I can't take money from you. I can't just say, give me your money and I'm going to give you this service.
Right.
Right. That's how government intervention works. The government says, give me your money out of your paycheck, and then Medicare will be a thing, right? Whereas if capitalism was left to its own devices, these medical companies that are offering insurance would have to compete against each other to have the lowest prices. Unfortunately, that's not the case, and it's not the case with a lot of different industries because of all this regulation. So if there was no regulation, unfortunately, some people would get burned, right? We would see a forest clearing, so to speak, and then from there, good companies would grow. The companies that are actually doing right by their customers, that actually deserve value, are going to grow. Just like there's a bunch of different cryptocurrencies, and Bitcoin is the one that has the most value. It's the one that the people see that makes the most sense. And so if you just allow companies to offer their services to people, now you obviously don't want people to be able to just blindly get hurt. So, maybe offer some education on what to look for and what not to look for. That I'm cool with that if the government wants to intervene in that way. But in terms of actual regulation, like my official stance is like, I don't want it. I don't want the government involved in anything that has to do with cryptocurrency at all. Unless they decide they want to do their own program and it's voluntary and I can go to it if I want to, that's one thing. But as far as like them trying to tell other companies that, first of all, aren't even based in the United States, and like with Binance's, example, like who even really knows where they're based? Like they've got an office in Malta and an office over here and an office over there, but CZ is very private about where they started and what country he actually mainly operates out of, and for good reason. That's nobody's business. This is a global thing. It's a global initiative that I don't think needs to be tied down to one specific jurisdiction, nor do I think it's something that any one particular jurisdiction should be telling their own people how to interact with.
Right.
I think the regulation is not something that we need in the crypto space, and anyone that's a proponent of it, we can have a discussion about that, because I don't see it. I don't see the need for it. So that's my stance on regulation. I don't see a need for it for almost anything. Countries that want to have laws about, physical things that you can and can't do, I mean, whatever. But to have, laws governing how a website is able to operate, that's wild to me. It makes no sense. No sense at all. So it's my stance on that. Less regulation. Short the banks.
Short the banks.
Short them. Short them to the ground.
Yeah, no, I get you. I get your backing on that. I guess because maybe there was one or two, small guys that became the top dogs whenever it started. That's why regulations came about in the first place. But yeah, you're in terms of competition and now how the real, so it makes sense more so now to lessen regulation because there's so many competitors out there now. Maybe way back when things were starting, because it maybe became an issue of the big guys eating out and chewing out the small guys, and there was no room for the small guys, and it just started becoming a monopoly. That's probably why the government intervened. Now that literally brand doesn't even make sense.
Governments intervene because they want a piece of the money too.
That's true.
It's the same reason why Hawaii doesn't allow, did you know that in Hawaii, the reason why Coinbase doesn't operate there is because for every Bitcoin that they sell or every digital currency that they sell, they have to have the same amount of reserves in US dollars in a bank in Hawaii.
Physically in Hawaii?
Physically in Hawaii. The reason why is because they just want to have money in Hawaii.
Yeah, that's
not for any other reason other than that.
True.
There's no to say that they need to have money in a bank. Okay, maybe I can see that. That makes a little bit of sense.
Right. But
why does it need to be a bank in Hawaii though?
Yeah, that's true. That doesn't. The sense of that is I understand. I see where you're coming from with that.
But then the other flip side of that is okay, so I sold. If I sell you Bitcoin and then you give it to Garcon, I still need to cover the Bitcoin that I sold you, even though you don't have it anymore. How does that? That's so dumb. How does that even make any sense?
Yeah, that's
purely a money grab. It's such a money grab.
Yeah,
they try to make it seem like they wanna protect people, but that's not what. I am totally for a very, very limited government. I don't think that we need the same amount of government intervention that politicians will lead you to believe. I think that politicians think of themselves way too highly, and honestly, it's just not.
Max or Dex.
It's not a thing that we don't need
the government to coddle you and hold your hand through everything and give you everything. I promise you there's so much money out there in the world that you can get it if you try. Build a good thing. If the thing that you built is good, people will use it. If the prices are cheaper than other people's and the service is better, they'll use your thing. Like, that's it. Like, the word of mouth will eventually get around. You only have to pay for advertising and people will use your thing. People love our chat service. We had like a bunch of people today using the chat service, asking a bunch of different questions about, I read this article. Can you tell me more about this? How do I do this and this and that?
Yeah.
You can't get this service anywhere cheaper on the internet and have 24/7 unfettered access to somebody who is as passionate about blockchain as we are. That you just can't do it. It's not, there's no company that's going to be willing to charge the prices that we charge for the service that we offer.
That is true.
It's a beautiful
especially
thing.
that other company that's trying to do it because they're, I mean, $1,000 really. Really.
They're also doing live streams on Thursday mornings.
Yeah, that's
So,
you know, people are unoriginal.
you ever hear that Lil
but,
Pump song?
hey.
Everybody want to be like me.
You're so funny.
Everybody want to be like me.
Yeah, I mean that's I mean I guess that's how a lot of people start off. They kind of just like just feed off other people's ideas sometimes. I've noticed that. Things are
Listen,
becoming
feeding off on other people's
generic.
ideas and having a verbal.
We need to make patents. That's why people have patents.
Having a verbal
that's
partnership.
why Bank of America. Have you noticed Bank of America literally wants nothing to do with blockchain, but they have like the most patents.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be a corporation
You don't wanna be that guy.
that is just, you know, a portfolio of just patents.
Right.
And then we just go around suing people, and that's how we make money. That's so dumb. Like, I want there to be another service that's like us.
Sorry, I'm laughing at Matt.
I want there to be another service that's like us, and I want them to try to do what we do. If they force us to adapt and get better, I'm cool with that. If they're doing something better than us and we can learn from them, or they can learn whatever, I'm cool with that. The whole patent portfolio thing, like, I'm not with that. Like, unless I develop like a very specific method of encryption or something like that, and that's how our chat works, like, okay, maybe, but like the idea of an encrypted chat where you can go and you can get information on cryptocurrency and people can, you know, get the answers that they need from people that they trust, you know, I'm okay with that. If you want to live stream every Thursday and Sunday and build up a following of people who trust you and value your opinion, and then you want to charge a very, very small amount of money to you know, subscribers on your website for a monthly fee to be able to access you directly, go for it. You know, if you can do that, like, I'm all for it. But I don't think anybody would ever beat our prices. I just don't. I don't see it.
Probably not.
24/7, right? You get access to multiple people, right? Some people have favorites. Some people ask for me. Some people ask for Jerome. Some people have favorites. That's fine too. But to have access to us as a collective 24/7, literally, like, we have vastly different sleep schedules. So I'm talking about literally 24/7. You know, it's just not something that everyone can do. You know, you would think that we are a much bigger corporation than we currently are, with all that we're able to do, just based on us leveraging technologies that, you know, make it possible for us to do this. And I'm not saying anyone can do it. You know, I mean, it takes a little bit, but I mean, anyone can do anything really. So for me, the whole regulation thing, you know, I went off on a super tangent there. For me, the whole regulation thing, not really for it.
You're not for it. However, the reality of the truth is,
it's there because we allow it to be there. It's not something that's needed, so that's not the reality of the truth. The reality is that the government has tricked us into thinking that we need the government, and that's not the case.
right. However, right now the masses put these
are brainwashed. The sheeple are
governments in
brainwashed.
place. So I mean, for right now, you really can't go, okay, well, I don't need this, I'm not using it, because literally everywhere you turn, every other job is a government job, every other thing is a government it has something to do, your government, like, you know, your paycheck is controlled by the government.
That's not a true statement at all.
What do you mean?
Your paycheck is not controlled by the government.
Technically, you have to pay your federal taxes are going to come out either now or later, whether they do charge you taxes. Medicare is going to come out unless your employer signs a form that waives it, or if you're in a certain state that you can get that waived. Social Security is going to come out unless same things apply. You're somewhere, unless you're a private contractor. And then you don't fill out taxes.
So
and you
here's
don't do
the
this.
thing. Here's the
like
thing.
It's going to come out. It's controlled in some way, shape, or form. It's there.
I am for doing away with Social Security and Medicare. I'm for it.
Social Security, yes. The structure of it, it's not the greatest, and I feel like you can honestly save more money and actually use all your money, because the reality of the truth is, when you get Social Security and you draft it, if you draft it when you're actually 65, you're not getting what you actually saved. So that, yes. Medicare, I'm super big on health insurance, health in general, because that is your person.
Yes, and if the government wasn't intervened into the medical field, there would be cheaper options.
Social Security is unsustainable. That is correct, Truth.
There would be cheaper options available from privatized companies. I don't think the government should have anything to do whatsoever with the health of people.
I mean,
nothing at all to do with
Medicare's
that.
not expensive. Commercial insurance is.
Medicare isn't expensive, but it drives the cost of other insurances up. That is a factual statement. Medicare doesn't make them say, oh, we got to make our prices cheaper. Their prices have to be more expensive because they are not able to compete at the same level as Medicare, because it's a government-sponsored program that doesn't even really work well.
Yeah. So yes and no, because you are allowed to charge. So insurance companies are allowed to offer Medicare products, for example, Medicare supplements, Advantage plans, prescription drug plans, etc. They set their prices. They have the freedom to set the supplements at the prices that they need and raise the prices when they need to. They have the freedom to set their Advantage plans at the prices that they need and set the prices up if they need to. So, I mean, and the amount of money that they're making, even from, because what happens is the government literally subsidizes these companies for giving seniors these plans. So on top of, them offering whatever, and people paying their copays and whatever, this and the third, the government is also funding them. So they make a lot of money. Like it's the amount of money that insurance companies make from selling Medicare plans. There are companies that specifically only sell Medicare plans. Like they only work in the business of Medicare and Medicaid because they make so many monies off those government contracts.
So many monies.
Like they make money, like millions of dollars a year. So for that to be driving up the cost of commercial insurance for people who are typically healthier and not using it, I don't know about that one, because that's
it's a lot to get into on stream. If you're willing, I will show you research and actual statistics of why government intervention makes healthcare more expensive than it needs to be.
We'll have to do that together.
Government intervention makes everything more expensive than it needs to be. Makes gas more expensive than it needs to be. Makes tobacco products more expensive than they need to be. Listen, I'm not saying that you should go out and smoke cigars and smoke cigarettes. If you want to do that, go for it and do it. If there's studies that are saying it's killing you, it's killing you.
But the tobacco tax, every state, New York, apparently it's
ridiculous.
A fortune to buy.
It's like $16, $17 for a pack of Newports.
Yes,
it's ridiculous.
So I'm aware of those situations.
Like I don't smoke cigarettes, but I'm saying it's ridiculous.
I don't know. We'd have to get into that another time. For right now, I don't even know where we were in the crypto space. We were
talking about how regulation should not be a thing from anyone, anywhere, for any reason.
You were talking about that.
I don't think the
and
government
Matt
was should get
he was saying
in anything.
Or a DEX, maybe a DEX.
Here's the thing about decentralized exchanges. They're not easy to use right now.
They're not easy to use. That's correct.
I'm going to use the example of IDEX because that's really the only one that I have actual experience with. I don't understand how IDEX is a decentralized exchange because you need MetaMask to be able to use IDEX, right? But then when you're actually doing a trade, you still have to deposit your funds from MetaMask to IDEX anyway. So it just doesn't feel like a decentralized exchange. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. It just doesn't feel that way for me. So.
Sounds about right. Well, I don't know. I feel like it's a long, I don't want to say battle, but it's a long road until we, I guess, get somewhere that is feasible.
That's a good point, Truce. Yeah, email was a pain to send in the 90s, and it does take time. You're exactly right about that.
It's gonna take time. Cryptocurrency is still young. A lot of these currencies are still young. The concept is still almost a concept. Like, people are still trying to wrap it around their heads. I feel like we have a very long road until we actually get to where you want to be. Like, you know, people, whether you're libertarian, this, that, or the third, you believe in regulation, deregulation, it's a very big argument that's right now controlled by, I guess, what the masses want in place, which is government. So for right now, technically...
Now, do they want that, or do they think they want
listen,
that because the government tells them that they want that?
Listen,
and there's really only 5 media companies in the United States.
Whatever they believe in is what they believe in, and the reality of the fact is, until this is not something that becomes...
Oh, hold on. Outlawed becomes outlawed. Got you.
Yeah, so I'm just, you know, just... That's another thing. Oh, Ledger Nano S. That's another thing. I think they recently added. God, what coin did they add? They added support for another coin recently. I'm thinking of it. Google.
I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10.
Ledger Nano S. They just added support for a new coin recently. Let me look at the news on that.
Here's the thing about
Cardano.
Apollo.
That's what it was.
Oh, nice.
Cardano.
ADA.
Yeah, they added Cardano. I was like, I know.
I actually really like ADA because supposedly they're going to be quantum resistant in the future, or like quantum hack resistant or whatever. Whereas like most currencies now like will not be resistant to attacks from a quantum computer.
That is correct.
So I think that's pretty cool that they're having that built in. I don't know exactly how it's going to be resistant to that, but that's pretty nifty.
Nifty.
Like, how do you build a computer that like is capable of doing everything, and then build another program that's capable of blocking a computer that's capable of doing everything?
I don't know.
Like,
I guess
what's
we'll see when we
stronger,
get there.
the unstoppable force or the immovable mountain? You know what I mean? Like, it's a really good question.
What came first, the egg or the chicken?
Well, the chicken would have come first, and then it would have evolved into reproducing via egg. But at first,
What was the chicken? A chicken?
Well, not at first, but it wasn't an egg first.
So
It's probably asexual germs at first that evolved into a chicken.
right. So the theory is after some research.
Okay, so what came first, the chicken or the chicken egg? The chicken. What came first, the chicken or eggs in general? Maybe eggs in general. I mean, dinosaurs laid eggs. So.
Okay, you're losing me here. I'm saying this because like we always say this comment, and I saw research on it recently. What happened was that a bird that wasn't a chicken laid an egg, and due to mutation and natural selection and adaptation and all that cool stuff, came the chicken, and there's a chicken.
Right. So like I was saying.
So that's what happened.
Like I was saying, what came first, the chicken,
so it's a chicken,
or
guys.
the chicken
the
egg?
answer is a chicken. It's a chicken. Chicken came first. The chicken.
Hold on. Your example made it seem as though the egg would have come first because it was a bird that laid an egg that then turned into a chicken.
Yes. Well, over time, mutation turned... Like, you know how people, like, they look at...
we said the same things in different words. I'm just giving you time to work that out.
Yes, but I'm aware, Tim. We're on hello. Anyways, what was I thinking of? What is that animal that they talked to? Or well, crocodiles. Like, you know, remember how crocodiles used to look in like prehistoric time? They used to be like these weird creatures, and they turned into crocodiles. And like chickens are like dinosaurs technically.
Well, no, anything from the crocodilian family of today still resembled exactly what it did back then. Those weren't crocodiles back then. Those are more akin to
something. Anyways, we'll take a geography and a history lesson later.
Super into fossils.
Fossils.
I used to want to be a
whatever.
paleontologist.
You look like a paleontologist. Anyways, so what else is on the news? That really caught my attention.
The egg and the chicken actually develop at the same time. False. It's false.
False. A lot of this stuff that I've seen mostly is about Bitcoin's volume. hitting 4,200, or is it going to stay? Is it going to hold? Is it going to drop? What I did see that was interesting is that right now, and I don't know if it's because of, you know, the fake volume or whatever the case is and them correcting the actual volume, but right now, Bitcoin volume is at an all-time low, and their volatility, to be exact, is at an all-time low, and people are saying that this may be a sign for a run. What do you think about that?
Maybe. We'll see. I don't think about that. Was I saying something about Apollo? I don't really like them, to be honest. I'm not going to lie to you guys.
They didn't answer our questions.
Yeah, I don't like that.
So
don't come on my stream and think everything is all good, and you know we have your developer here answering questions and getting the chat jumping, and then when I ask you questions, you don't want to answer the questions because they're tough questions.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. If you have a company, right, and you want to sell your product, right, and you say, hey, you know, I'm super excited to be here, and you're, you know, pumping up your chat, you're talking up your coin, you're giving us examples, cool. And then, you know, we talk about an interview on live stream, and then you just disappear.
Makes no sense.
How do you think that looks?
How long ago did we do that interview with Deedcoin? That was literally my birthday last year.
Yeah, that was last August.
So that was in August of 2018 that we drove up and we did the interview with them. What would happen if we called them right now?
We spoke to them just the other day.
I'm saying though, if we called them right now, what would happen? They would answer the phone.
They wouldn't. Well, I don't know about right now. I don't know if they're sleeping or not. But as of right now, even though we already, you know, conducted an interview, spoke to them, went up to their place, they will be here next week on our live stream, live with us. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Apollo, because if you are here and then out of nowhere you're gone, like I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that.
2 days before, it was like super fuzzy when I was doing my research on.
I see Omar is like a huge fan, and I mean, you know, I'm not gonna, you know, sham you or shame you for the coin you choose. You choose your coin. You have your likes and your reasons. Our reason is you disappeared.
Not even just that they disappeared. Like they were willing to, like, okay, yeah, we'll take some of your questions. What are they?
Hermes baby.
And then when I presented the question of, okay, it's been purported that you have over 2,000 lines of code changes committed to the I think they came from NXT, so the NXT code base. Can you give me one example of a specific change to the NXT protocol that distinguishes NXT from Apollo, or Apollo from NXT, and makes it better, faster, more scalable, stronger, whatever the case may be? Can I please have one specific code example of those changes? So that way we can just put all this to rest. If I can just get one example, that's fine. When I went to the GitHub I think Apollo uses Gitter, not GitHub, or one of them uses Gitter, one of them uses GitHub. Regardless, when I went there to compare websites, the same. The websites are the same. The code for the websites, there's no difference. The differences are moot, like just different endpoints and things like that. Like not anything that's like actual, like the code base is different. It's not like, oh, this runs faster and more secure and better and blah blah blah. No, like this runs on a different network. This points to a different specific link. Other than that, the same.
That sounds like an upgraded hard soft fork. That sounds like an upgraded soft fork. Like we changed our name, we're on a different website.
So it just doesn't. It's not. And I'm not saying that there aren't changes. All I'm saying is that they wouldn't verify not one of those changes for us.
Yeah, if you can't back your product,
and it's not as though it's a closed source, you know, system. If they had like proprietary stuff, okay, you don't want to share your proprietary stuff. I get it. But you're not proprietary. You're literally, it's open source, right? And so anyone can go in there and verify it. I just don't have the wherewithal right now to literally sit down and go through like all of those lines of code.
Yeah, that's.
But if I'm the developer for Apollo, how easy would it be for? Oh yeah, no problem. Well, here's one of them, right there.
Right.
Like, how easy would that be?
Right. And so here's my thing. They said, like, oh, like, I'll get back to you. Because the person we spoke to wasn't necessarily, like, top dog. He was just, like, the community manager, I think. And he said he'll get back to us. Yeah, so Garçon's saying after we sent the questions, they disappeared. Like, literally, they just wouldn't, like, and they were in here. They were talking. We were on their Telegram. Things were great and dandy, and then you just disappear. When people want to do research. So as a community, person, as a part of the community, that doesn't look good.
It doesn't.
If you have a product and somebody, asks you questions and you just up willy-nilly gone and you can't even have time to answer their questions, like, I am part of your community. I'm your customer. You don't disappear on your customer.
Not even.
Do you go to the store and you see employees there and they just ignore you?
It's not even that we're potential customers. We're potential influencers. Like, I'm not trying to say that. Like,
well, overall, like,
listen, I'm not trying to say that. Like, I'm the man when it comes to the blockchain space, but we are pretty popular in the crypto space, and my recommendation does hold some weight with a lot of people. Like I was explaining, we didn't get a chance to talk about it on this stream, but my initiative queue right now is just randomly super popping. Like, I mentioned it because I went in to check, and like I had a couple things to verify, so I verified them. And I was like, oh, let me share this link with a few people. It's literally blowing up in the XYO community. Blowing up. One of my verified users verified 40 people so far.
Wow.
Like, it's blowing up.
That's cool. No,
So,
Initiative Q, it's a cute little project. I remember, I think we, like,
it's
I looked
pretty,
over it a long time
it's pretty much
ago.
free money.
Yeah. Free money in the future, that is. I don't know. It's
Here's
in
the thing.
works.
If you're comfortable with just making a new email address and giving that to this company, right? Because, first of all, email is not even something that, like, I mean, we're talking about, like, for like a few dollars, you can get like a few million email addresses. Like, it's really not, like, your email address is really not that valuable. Like, I hate to break it to you, but like, nobody cares, right?
Right.
So, like, if you're willing to just make a new email address and go to Initiative Q, I'll put a link in the thing. They'll give you queues for free, and then if you invite people, they'll give you more queues, and then eventually it gets to a certain point where they won't give you more queues for your people, but they'll give you more queues for your people's people.
Right. That sounds like multi-level marketing.
It sort of does. However, multi-level marketing requires you to put money into it in order to get into it, whereas they're just giving you money. So it's not a Ponzi scheme or multi-level marketing for that. Let's see here. Bad PR, not a bad coin then. Listen, I'm not saying that it's a bad coin. What I'm saying is that they demonstrated behaviors that I'm not okay with. And so for that reason, I cannot get behind them. It's not so much about human relations. It's about literally the internet was on fire with FUD about how, Apollo is just a clone of NXT, not even just a fork. Like, forks exist all over the place. BCH is a fork of Bitcoin,
right,
but it's different. BSV is a fork of BCH, but it's different, right? Like, I can show you codified examples of how all three of those coins are different from each other, right? Like, we know this. Nobody knows how Apollo is different from NXT. Nobody knows. Their websites are identical from the last time I checked. Like,
yeah, that's I guess that's the main issue.
The internet is on fire talking about this. You're in communications with us, and then when we ask the one specific question that it looks like you're avoiding, you then avoid the question from us. It's just not a good sign. I'm over it.
Yeah, that's not. It just doesn't look good. I mean, we've spoke to them over the phone. We spoke to them on our live streams. We spoke to them multiple times, and then when that question came up, which was a magical question that the entire internet is asking
everybody wanted it. And I'm gonna
disappear.
Listen, I'm gonna be the first person to admit that I was never really like a super huge proponent of Apollo. So for us getting the information, it was more along the lines of, like, I wanted to be able to break a really awesome story and also help them out of some FUD if
right,
the FUD that they were in was unwarranted, right? But I really did want to be able to break a story for you guys, and I wasn't able to do that. I'm not going to sit there and go through the entire code base. I could pay someone to compare the Gitter and the GitHub.
There's a 99.9% chance that no news company is going to sit there and go through a code base because, one, you have developers. Two, that's your job. Three, if you want proper exposure, just answer the question. That's all it is. That's it. That's all it is. I don't know what to tell you besides that. But I don't know. I don't want to like we said, we're not trashing their coin. It's just that
I'm not shy. If it seems like I'm trashing it, so be it. Like I'm really not shy.
They disappeared,
especially after a couple
and
beverages.
That's not. It doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good.
It really doesn't.
I would never just disappear. If I'm in the middle of speaking to a client, I'm not disappearing on them. Like. It's just not happening. What question did you ask them? We asked them what makes them different from what was the name of it?
So we asked them a few different questions, right? Like I didn't want to just jump in and be like, oh, by the way, like give me your goods. Like we asked them a couple like, softball questions at first, no big deal. Like, oh, the future, blah, 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 this and that. Then it specifically, since Apollo is a clone of NXT, you look at any of the code and it all starts with, clone of NXT, blah, 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 whatever, like all the disclaimers about it being a clone of NXT. But I wanted to specifically know what changed. They supposedly said that they made 2,000 lines
of codes.
Code
we asked them for those lines
different.
Or like
I don't
a
want
little
all,
bit. Like
I don't want
2,000,
all 2,000.
But like, one example. Like, hey, here's one line, here's 2 or 3 lines. That's all we wanted, but they couldn't.
I literally asked for one line of code, just whatever like is something that might have been monumental in why you're different. Can I see that, please? Disappeared.
Yeah. So.
Or actually, I think it was they said that they were going to look into it for us and get back to us, and just never got back to us.
Just never got back, and we reached out to them
multiple times after that.
So it's not like, oh, they never got back. Maybe they got busy. They didn't remember. No, we reached out to them. They ignored us. We kept getting the runaround for a little bit. For a little bit, they're like, oh yeah, we'll get back to you. We'll get back to you. We'll get back to you.
And then, WhatsApp has read receipts.
Right. So, wow, don't know what to say about that.
So I know when someone reads a thing or not. So
yeah, so that's a thing. But it's okay, guys. We're gonna get wrapping up here soon. Is there anything out there that we've seen so far? Are you excited for tomorrow? I know you're excited for tomorrow.
Here's my thing about waking up early.
Oh God.
Hear me out. Since I mentioned earlier that we do keep different schedules. Typically, what I do is I don't go to sleep until around 5, right? So, like, when I wake up early, it means that I literally only got, like, 2 hours of sleep. Whereas, like, if you wake up early, it's a little bit different than that, which is fine. Different strokes for different folks.
Different strokes, different.
Okay, so, God, you make me lose my train of thought, like, all the time. Can you?
I hope you guys watch that show. I love that show.
So it's just like when I wake up early, like, oh, it's like such a thing.
You're okay.
And then like I'm gonna have to do something with this mop on top of my head.
With this mop on top of my head, you are gonna have to do something with that mop on top of your head, just a little.
And like
bit.
I'm gonna have to wear like people clothes.
Yes, people clothes.
Like I'm in my jams right now.
I'm in my jams. Yes, guys, we're live streaming in Tim's jams.
Listen, cowgirl, you come out here in your damn cow outfit all the time. I don't want to hear it.
Cowgirl. Wow. Anyways, I'm convinced that I should do videos in animal outfits. I don't know if you heard me say that the other day, but I think that because listen, if you see 2 videos, right? And you're going to learn about something. Would you want to click on the guy that, looks like a regular guy saying, thumbs up in the thumbnail or whatever? Or would you want to click on the girl who's dressed up as a kangaroo?
I would probably trust the opinion more of someone not dressed up like an animal.
Why? I would click on the girl that's dressed like a kangaroo.
Okay, let's just hold on. Let's pose it a different way. Maybe it's not cryptocurrency education. Maybe it's a doctor. Would you rather visit a doctor that's dressed as a pig, or would you rather visit a doctor in a lab coat with a stethoscope around his neck?
Okay, we're talking about we're talking about like videos here.
We're talking about the fact that people need to be able to trust us to give them the straightforward, honest truth. I don't think people trust animals like that. I don't trust animals to give me cryptocurrency education.
Today I learned about emu oil, and it made me very sad.
What?
Emu oil? Do you know what that is?
Well, I know what an emu is. Are people just squeezing them now?
So there's this thing. It's an old Australian thing that they used to do for centuries now, apparently.
I mean, mink oil is also a thing. It helps you shine leather.
Get the
Yeah, don't do the animal fit unless you have at least 20K subs.
I love dressing up as animals. It's so much fun.
I'm with Truce on that one. Maybe for some videos sometimes, but like as a thing all the time, I'm with Truce on that one.
So for emus, what they do is to get their oil, which apparently has healing properties, is that it's located in their back fat, but they have to kill them. And I was just like, I was so sad. Like they squeeze their back fat.
But why are you sad though?
Because they kill them.
Well, you don't eat meat anymore, right? Like you stopped?
No, and that's the thing. Like their meat is unpleasant to eat. It's not tasteful, and it's not like.
Yeah, but turkey's not pleasant to eat either. Turkey's disgusting. Turkey is disgusting. Stop it.
I would prefer turkey over ham any day. Any day. Like pig is the very last bottom. Absolutely not. Like I will never.
Well, pig
like,
is gross as well. Yeah.
Pigs are the loves of my life, and I would never. But
well, no, not about that. They sweat internally, and that's why they're delicious. Is because it's all that salt that doesn't get to be excreted
that
via sweat.
fat for me is just I don't know. I don't like pigs. But yeah, when I saw that, because I mean you just don't go to the grocery store and you find emu meat, like that's not a thing. So it's like purely
not here.
cosmetic.
We don't have those over here.
I mean I've seen beef. Actually, I've seen beef like jerky out of it. Like they'll make beef jerky with like
emu jerky.
Yeah, they have that. And they have alligator and they have bison and they have all.
You're gonna have to show me emu jerky. I've never seen that.
It. Yeah.
No. You're gonna have to physically show me in a store because you like to say that you've seen things that I don't believe you.
If you go to places like not Lion Country Safari, what's that? Alligator Holiday Park? Places like that, they sell it. Oh, you know what? Maybe they have it at Lucky's because I saw alligator one there. And
okay, but we have alligator in Florida. Like you go almost any other of the 49 states, and they don't have that.
Let me see where they find it.
That's not a thing. Like you can't eat alligator in like a lot of other places.
I've seen it before. I've seen it in like certain places. I just have to see who has it.
You a lie, gal. You a lie.
I'm not a liar.
You a lie.
What do you mean? They literally sell it off Amazon. Like that's a whole thing.
Yeah, but Amazon sells everything though.
You sell everything.
I want to know where you went somewhere and saw emu jerky. You little nasty. I don't believe
they
that.
have them at like those. I like those at those kind of parks.
Where did you? I want to know where you saw it. Not where
I saw it in
might
Mississippi.
Be possible.
Specifically, I saw it in Mississippi. I remember because I bought
Mississippi
one.
Don't count. Why are we? How is the second time they
what
talk
do you
about
mean?
Mississippi tonight?
Mississippi's in the United States.
And my SSIPPI. No, Mississippi is gross. Okay.
Oh my God. This is crazy. If you're from Mississippi, I'm sorry for my partner's horrible everything. I'm sorry. Anyways, guys, we're going to wrap it up here because we're talking about emu jerky. But I'm going to find this for Tim.
I need to know.
We'll find it.
I need to know.
Anyways, love pigs. Aw, Cheryl. Anyways,
pigs are really smart. Smart.
They are smart. They're actually smarter than dogs.
And when they go,
didn't know that.
When the pigs that are on farms, like the cute little pink ones or whatever, when they escape and they go feral, they start to grow tusks and they get like fine hair like on their body. Like their body changes from being captive and then being like exposed to the wilderness. Did you know that?
Didn't know that.
Really cool little fun fact about piggies.
I'm out in the wild. Okay, time to transform.
They go Super Saiyan.
That's so funny.
What do you want them to do?
Anyways, guys, make sure to check us out on bitsandtokens.com. We will be here with you guys again on Sunday. I like to eat them. Cheryl, no. Cheryl's cracking up.
Yo.
When I escape Fia, I will go Tusks. Truce, I'm done. We're done here. You guys are killing me.
You're fired.
You guys are killing me here. But make sure to check us out on bitsandtokens.com, guys. We will bring you that interview with Erica from Miami International Bitcoin.
How fast do you think we can turn that around? Like a day or two?
I don't know. Probably. Tomorrow's Friday, so honestly, I literally can work on it all night. She said she loves my editing, which I was just like, oh, really, me? My editing skills are pretty cool. I don't know if you've seen our XYO, unboxing videos or any of those, but it's pretty nice. Anyways, so yeah, make sure to check that out. It's gonna be really cool.
That's why I don't do the editing. We have someone that's good at it, so.
Yeah, I'm very particular with like certain things, like very particular. Yeah, I always
you'll re-record a video like 3 times, like you're. Really
I will re-record a video 3 times if I don't like it, and if I can't edit it to my liking, I'm re-recording it again.
No, I heard a noise. No, we don't hear the noise. No, I heard a noise. We don't hear it. What are you saying? Just put music.
Yeah. So I mean, it'll be up. And then we also I have to work on it. My God, I've been like dying. I have to work on the crypto 102. I re-recorded that. That's the video I re-recorded 3 times. That's what Tim's making fun of.
That is one of the videos that you've re-recorded 3 times.
Probably, but it'll be out soon as well for you guys. Make sure to share it with your friends that want to learn about chart basics. That's essentially what it's going to be. And then after that, we'll be releasing a more extensive elaboration on the top currencies that are out on the market. That'll be Crypto 103, just for you guys. So that's coming soon in the works. And then make sure to tune into our live stream. Mark this on your calendars. If you guys are in the Miami area, Florida area, don't know where you're located, but we will be May 2nd at Area 31 in Miami doing a live stream that Thursday night. So if you are in the Miami area, or if you know someone in the Miami area who's interested in Bitcoin, blockchain, the works, will be live at Area 30. Is it 32 or is it 31?
31.
31.
I would have already corrected you.
Area 31.
Can't wait.
So that's super cool. That's going to be our first, live gig. Sort of. Anyways, so make sure to check us out on bitsandtokens.com. Like I said, you guys, make sure to like, subscribe, share this video, hit the post notification button so you know when we come on live in real time. We will be here on Sunday at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. We will be changing our time soon, I believe. I think Game of Thrones is coming on, T-minus 2 weeks, 14 days to be exact. It comes out April 14th. So that's in the works as well. So we may be,
Should we change our whole day? What's going on there?
I don't think we should change the whole day per se.
Yeah, but these streams are so fun. I don't want to be constrained.
Yeah, you're right.
We were trying to wrap up a whole hour ago, and look at us now.
That's true. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it works out.
What we'll do? We'll have the community vote on it. I'm not gonna make that decision. We'll have them vote on it.
Yeah, if there needs to be a change.
Because Thursdays are the good days anyway. I would rather change the hours on Sundays because Sundays is whatever. Thursdays is right in the middle of the week when there's news.
So Sundays is the day that it airs. If I'm not mistaken, it's not Thursdays.
Oh, so it's Sundays.
I think it airs Sundays.
So then, yeah,
I think the 14th is a Sunday.
Maybe we'll not do it on Sundays. Maybe Thursdays and Mondays or something. I don't know. But I like having weekends.
It's Sunday. Every Sunday is when it airs. Unless we change our time to an earlier time on Sunday, of course. That's the only other thing.
That might be a thing.
We'll see. For right now, guys,
do like a crypto brunch.
Crypto mimosas.
I'm so with it for some bottomless mimosas. Who
has
those? Who has bottomless mimosas? I'm with it.
I want to see most brunch places on weekends do bottomless mimosas.
I'm with it. I'm trying to get saucy.
But anyways, guys, till then, we will see you guys here back on Sunday. Make sure you have a wonderful week. It is Thursday. It's almost Friday, but actually it is Friday where I am anyways. Make sure to like, subscribe, share the video.
It's been Friday for 3 whole minutes, yeah.
Next time. Thanks for tuning into this live stream, Bits and Tokens. I'm Annalise. Peace out.
I am not Annalise. Also, peace out.
Bye.